staying as Eon for at least the next week, because that's how long it takes before you can change your name back. But hey, what's up, Beeb? How's it going? Hey, Anor. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older and that you will be voting for Trump. But double tap on that screen. Let's get this live in front of as many people as we can. Still, I'm having a great time. I love starting a new debate, because then when I hear like talking points that I've never heard before, I can struggle through and get like demolished in a debate, and then I can come back and have like the talking point on lock. So, all right, let's go to the very first guest. Keep on double tapping on that screen. Let's try to fill that bar up at least one time for each of you. It'll be let's get us way up. How's it going?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about like the religious lives that you have.
Oh, I'm only doing Trump lives right now, so.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, why do you say you're Christian when you're not?
I don't say that I'm Christian.
Well, I mean, you didn't. You say that you were Christian.
Oh, that's true. I was Christian.
But you're Jewish.
Waka waka. That's the punchline. Anti-Semitism.
Why are you lying that you're Christian?
Yeah, my ancestry is Irish German. Good try though.
No, you're definitely a Jew.
Okay. Well, probably gonna move on. You're not very demure. Not very cutesy. Probably moving on to the next guest. Most hinged Trump supporter, by the way. Hey, how's it going, Antidote?
I'm good, and you?
Doing well. You voting for Trump?
Yes, I am, for the second time.
Why would you do something like that?
Why would I do so? Okay, well, one, I'm a 10-year veteran. Two, as a veteran, most people in the military tend to vote conservatively. And then when you look at minorities, right? Minority conservatives tend to do better than minority liberal left democratic minorities. I make over six figures. I have a family of four. Didn't ever consider doing AB. When you look at the left, when it comes to the AB, disproportionately AB happens to African American communities and people of color. I'm very much against AB. I'm very much pro traditional values when it comes to raising my family and then pulling myself up by my bootstraps, because I did not have a upcoming that was demure, if so to speak. I literally had to do everything myself, and now I make over six figures as a cybersecurity analyst. Mm-hmm. And plan on making much more money than that. But with the liberals, it seems like you can't do anything without the government assistance. And I think that as Black Republicans pre-segregation, we were far better, because we relied on our communities to fucking pull ourselves up. And
I'm sorry, did I mishear you? Did you say that you think that Black people were better off before segregation?
Oh, hold on. I think she's in the kitchen. Yeah. When you talk about Black Wall Street, when you talk about the communities that were in New York and Florida, those were majority Black Republicans.
And why would you say something like that? What would possibly lead you to that conclusion?
Because it's statistically proven that prior to the pre-segregation, we relied on ourselves to pull ourselves up. We didn't rely on the government.
Yeah, which statistics are we looking at?
The Black Wall Street. They were
so that's an anecdote, but do you have like data? Because you mentioned statistics.
Yes.
So what statistics do you have that say that Black people were better off under segregation? Kat, thank you so much. Big W, Kat, in the comment section.
That's not an anecdote. It is an
anecdote. Do you know what an anecdote is?
It's a story that doesn't have any factual base to it.
That's not what an anecdote is. An anecdote can be very much factual, but it's just a one single instance of the thing. Now, there's a double bind with anecdotes. Either your anecdote maps onto reality, in which case you should have no problem providing statistics. So the thing you need to do now is provide a statistic, or your anecdote does not map onto reality, in which case nobody cares about it because you're wrong.
Hold on. Black Republicans and even still, while I'm pulling this information, Black Republicans do far better than liberal Republicans when it comes to their financial income, to their education levels. Black Republicans do far better than Black liberals.
You have your correlation, or you have your causation backwards. Typically, what leads someone to being a Republican is doing well in life. People who are doing well and want to preserve their wealth, want their wealth as like a top earner to be prioritized rather than the middle classes and the lower classes. This is what leads people to become conservatives or Republicans. It's not that being a conservative Black person somehow makes you do better. It's that when you do well, you're going to want the government to preserve your power.
No, that's not true. And I'm going to use my own anecdote again.
Do you have data though?
I came from a place where I did not. No, I'm talking about the values of being a conservative.
Wait. But I just want to be clear. We're jumping all over the place. It seems like you can't stay steady on a point. I'm still waiting for the statistics that said that segregation is good.
I didn't say
which statistics. Well, so you think that Black people were better off under segregation? I'm just interested in those statistics.
No, I'm saying that they were doing better pre-segregation when we relied on ourselves versus relying on the government so much.
Pre-segregation?
Not pre-segregation. During segregation.
Post-segregation.
Yeah, post-segregation.
So. Okay, so what's the statistics that say that Black people were better off under segregation? Because that's just crazy.
It's coming up now. For example, the educational attainment, I need to look up post.
Okay, wait. So let's just look at some basic statistics about segregation. So high school graduation for Black students jumped almost 15% when they attended an integrated school. So why is a jump in high school graduation by 15%? Why would you say that that's a bad thing? I think more people should graduate from high school.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when we relied on white tea people when it comes to government assistance and stuff like welfare, and the fact that there was drugs that were systematically put into our communities, we did far worse. Like the thing
systematically put into your communities. By who?
The government.
Which government specifically?
The United States.
Under which president?
The CIA, Contra, Iran, South America.
Under which president?
Under multiple presidents.
Yeah, which one? Or which ones?
Republicans and Democrats.
So who were the Democrats involved in this?
I'm not sure exactly who, but I don't.
You have no idea.
I don't think that Republicans were simply going to pass a bill without Democrats even knowing about it. And then even still, you have the 1994 crime bill that led to mass incarcerations of the African American or people of color, I should say.
Yeah, supported by both Democrats and Republicans. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this thing called subterfuge, right? So like if people don't know like what it's going to do to you, then guess what? It's pretty much like a Trojan horse.
And what is that? How does that relate to literally anything that we're talking about right now?
It has to do with the fact that the same thing when it comes to Native Americans, when they were given those blankets, when it came to, it seemed like it was going to be relief for them when it came to like cold weather, and so it was like it seemed.
And what
like,
does that have to do with the crime bill?
it has to do with the fact that it seemed like a good intention to help lower crime rate, but it actually had an adverse effect to it. So everything that you consider that is a good ideal doesn't mean that's a good ideal. It's called subterfuge.
Yeah, yes, I'm aware with what the term subterfuge means. What I'm trying to look for is why this would provide any reason whatsoever to vote for Trump over Harris.
Because she's a part of the same system that as Joe Biden is. She was his
And as is
running mate.
Trump.
What?
As is Trump.
No, Joe Biden literally led policies that actually impacted black communities far more than what Trump did. Actually, Trump hasn't even passed any policies that affected black communities as much as what Joe Biden has done. And by proxy, Kamala Harris as his running mate is culpable of the same actions.
Oh, wait. So do you think that people are culpable based on what the running mate does?
Especially when
Wait. So
Wait, you
if
just
you
asked me a question.
if you want to be, you already answered it. You already answered it. You already answered it. You already answered it.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said yes.
No.
So okay, wait. So now I because if the standard you're setting is that these people ought be judged based on their vice presidents, then I have some questions for you about JD
No, and
Vance.
I want to further answer that question. The only reason I say that is because whenever people point out the faults of Joe Biden, people tend to say, "Oh, well, he's not running for president. Kamala Harris is." And then on the flip side of that, they'll take all the good things that Joe Biden has done and say, "Oh, well, Kamala Harris was part of that."
Wait, so you're not talking to people, you're talking to me. So if you wanted to go talk to someone who's doing whatever tactic you're describing, then go and talk to these people.
No, I'm just putting
you
that
need
out there
to
because-
you need to point out how I'm doing that in order for that to be relevant.
Well, it's relevant because it seems like it's the predominant talking point for most of the.
Yeah, so then go and talk to one of those people.
Well, it's still a predominant thing that I want to clarify.
Yeah, wait, so then if you want to go debate one of those people who use those talking points, then go debate those people who use those talking points. Unfortunately, right now you're debating me.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but that's the reason that I'm saying it.
Thank you, Mary, so much. Appreciate that. Double you, Mary, in the comment section. So I have a question about JD Vance. When he said that we need to treat women who don't get pregnant as like enemy combatants, what did he mean by that? What do you think about that?
I don't really care what JD Vance says. What I care
Wait,
about-
but you want to hold the vice president, you want to hold the president responsible for the vice president. You want these two to be intimately linked when it comes to Biden and Harris, but as soon as we flip it on you and bring it to Republicans, now you suddenly don't like this standard anymore. You have a double standard.
No, it's not a double standard. What I care about is what impacts the black community and what impacts the pro-life when it comes to, again, black communities. That's what I care about. All the other stuff when it comes to whatever you said about cat ladies or whatever, I don't care about. What I care about, why I'm voting for conservative, why I'm voting for Trump is because of my values.
Yeah, let's run it then. Wait, so just pick one thing at a time and we can run it.
For example, Trump implemented the First Step Act. He rewound some of the things that, or not some, but the majority of the impact that the 1994 crime bill happened.
He did. Wait, which act is this?
The First Step Act.
First Step Act. And what did he contribute to this?
He signed off the bill. So a lot of times people say that he's racist. However, this bill rewound a lot of the actions that were taken upon majority of the people of color when it comes to being incarcerated for stupid crimes, such as the three strikes policy. It had prison reform. It released a lot of prisoners that were in jail for those petty crimes. in the thousands that were mostly African or people of color, I should say. There was a lot of good things that happened with the First Step Act.
Yeah, and what did?
Posted in here.
Oh wait, Adorna, do you have something to contribute?
Oh, yes, thank you. To begin with, the First Step Act was based on Obama's Fair Sentencing Act of 2010. In addition to that, the first, hi, I didn't interrupt you.
I didn't ask to speak to you. I came here.
And I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you.
I don't know who you are.
I know the misogyny is running rampant. Could you hold on a second, please?
It has nothing to do with misogyny.
That's lovely.
He said that he's debating me, but you're in here now.
Yeah, that's lovely. You can cry about it if you'd like, but I'm still going to speak. This isn't going to stop me from speaking. So could you wait? Thanks. Yeah. So the first version of the First Act didn't even include the provisions that would have allowed for the Black inmates that you're speaking about to be released. It didn't address the crack versus cocaine disparities, and it didn't address drug sentencing at all. As a matter of fact, they weren't going to include it except for the fact that there were dozens of Black organizations like the Color of Change and the Prison Policy Initiative that urged Democrats to force Republicans to add it. So that's not a W there.
I really don't care. I came in here to debate the guy. I didn't come in here to debate the token.
Well, yeah, wait. So I just want to like defer to people. If somebody is more knowledgeable, wait, why are you scared of the truth? Why are you afraid of the truth?
White liberals usually bring.
Why are you? You're grandstanding. We got a grandstanding Gary over here. Why are you afraid of the truth? If somebody's more knowledgeable about me than a topic, then I would love to hear from them. Why are you afraid of somebody who wants to tell you true things?
You're contradicting
You're running.
yourself.
Wait, do you want to? Wait, do you want? If the misogyny is so crazy, I can just repeat back. Would you prefer it if I just repeated word for word what Adorna says because you can't take it from their mouth?
Oh, I would. You said that was 1v1ing you earlier, did you not?
I didn't say this. No, absolutely not.
You said I'm debating you earlier.
Yeah, wait, but I didn't say it's a 1v1. I defer to people who are. Wait, we got a crying Corey over here. Let's get some baby bottles in chat. Some baby bottles in chat for this crying Corey.
You bring up your own points to the
absolute baby. You can cry. I agree. You can cry. I agree. You can cry, or you can respond to the substantive points that Adorna just made. I'm confused as to why you're scared of doing that.
I'm not scared. You had to bring
then do it. If you're not scared, then do it. Do it right now. If you're not scared, then do it right now.
You're talking about crying.
If you're not scared, then do it right now. You're crying.
Yeah, and only one person spoke to you at a time, right? I don't understand why we could just put on. You're an adult. Wait, you're an adult, and we could just have an adult conversation. Right now, you're acting infantile. So if you would like to have an adult conversation, you can.
Got it. You're literally bringing in somebody else, just
it's
like
not a. It's not an ad hominem, and then so you're confused.
You don't have strong enough beliefs in your own beliefs, so you brought in a token. That's what happens in majority of these TikTok debates. Is that y'all bring in Black liberals to fucking
I'm
try to talk to the
confused where the tokenization happens.
Yeah, I'm knowledgeable on the subject.
You can't stand on your own beliefs.
Antidote. I'm knowledgeable on the subject, and so he brought in someone that was knowledgeable on the subject.
I came in here to debate him. I didn't come in here to debate you. I didn't come in here to do the 2v1.
You're throwing a little tempered tantrum right now. Let's just take a deep breath, okay?
Tantrum, you're doing a 2v1.
And you're getting really upset. Why are you afraid when someone comes in with facts?
It's not facts. That's the thing.
Then refute it. Then refute it.
I'm actually indifferent. I'm actually indifferent if it's facts or not. You cannot stand on your own principles.
Wait, no. You said it's not facts, so refute it.
You do what these typical
You're
white liberals
crashing out right now.
You bring in a token.
Wait, do you think crying makes you look good? Do you think that this makes your side look good?
And also, it is the irony. Hold on, the irony that of someone that
makes you right.
Right. The irony of someone that spoke about pulling himself up by his bootstraps earlier, calling me a token, is
you are a token.
This is beautiful. The irony of someone that spoke about pulling himself up by his bootstraps, calling someone else a token, is wild.
You bring in these Black tokens to debate because
so I'm just not sure if you heard, but like the way I brought Adorna up here wasn't and here's my Black person to disagree with you. I brought Adorna up because they're very knowledgeable.
I've debated on these TikTok debates for quite some time now. And what each of you guys do, 99% of the time, you bring in a Black token to debate because you don't have strong enough standpoints.
Yeah, quick question. Do you think that it's likely that someone like, and let's just say, do you think that it's likely that a Black person may have more information on subjects that directly impact Black people?
Irregardless, I'm indifferent.
Irregardless, is this the level of education that you were talking about earlier with your success? Irregardless,
you're tokenized. I came up here to debate him. I don't care what you have to say. I came up here to debate
this is a temper tantrum. This is actually pretty embarrassing for you.
No, you're gaslighting is what you're doing.
I'm not gaslighting at all. It is literally. I'm not gaslighting. I was actually willing to have a discussion. You're gaslighting.
You're over here tokenized. You're eating his Gucci, licking his toes, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love it. I don't kink shame. I don't kink shame. I don't kink shame. I don't kink shame.
Then why are you up here?
What the fuck? Not to kink shame. What the fuck?
Why am I debating you now? I came up here to debate this guy.
You're literally throwing a temper tantrum. How about you take a deep breath? Wait, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Malcolm X warned us
sip of water.
White liberals, you guys are like foxes, right? You sit there and hide behind subterfuge.
Malcolm X famously said, "Vote conservative."
You don't have strong enough standpoints.
I'm just going to go ahead and address one of the other points, at least so the comments can hear it. When he spoke about, for example, Black people doing better before segregation was ended. What we see, for example, is that this is my sources, Princeton University Department of Economics, that during immediately after emancipation, that the Black-white wealth gap was about 60-1. 1920s, it was about 10-1. Then eventually, the 1950s, it went down 7-1. Today, it's 6-1. So that's just factually not true. In addition to that, he spoke about Republicans being Black back then when there was Black Wall Street. Back in the 1920s, which is when Black Wall Street existed, the Republicans were liberal. So even still, the conservative, I can actually prove that with the 1956 Republican platform, if you'd like to. Absolutely, I can pull it up. Do you think that, who is it that you think pulls for or is in favor of more asylum seekers in the country?
I have a question for you as you go on this.
No, you asked me to pull it up. I'm discussing it.
I think Adorna just asked you a question.
Why are so many?
Wait. Do you remember the question Adorna just asked you? You're trying to blaze past the question because you don't like it. Do you even remember the question Adorna asked you?
I want to ask her a question. Why are so many Black liberals coming up here not grandstanding, but coming here and defending the white liberals? Why do y'all do that so much?
Yeah, I'm not defending white liberals. I'm just speaking about. Hi. So remember how you just got to ask the question uninterrupted?
Why are you here, bro?
Hold on. Do you remember how you got to ask the question uninterrupted? Let's be a big boy, and wait your turn. Right?
Big boy.
A big boy. Let's be a big boy and wait your turn. You just got to speak uninterrupted, and so now give the same. Give the same.
Why are you here?
I'm literally trying to answer you. I'm literally trying to answer, and you're crashing out. Right?
I'm crashing out. Why are you here?
You're literally crashing out. Yeah.
Why are you here, guys?
You're on the verge of tears right now. Calm down.
You keep repeating the question, and I'm trying to answer you.
Then hurry up.
Yeah, I'm here because you were saying a bunch of things that were untrue, and I have the answers. You're welcome.
Oh, they're not the answers, sweetheart.
Yeah, they are. You haven't been able to refute anything I've stated. You haven't been able to refute anything I've said. So great, refute to me the 1956 Republican platform.
Wait.
I need you to know who I am.
I have a more interesting question. Can you summarize even one single one of Adorna's refutations? Were you listening to any of it?
She's a black token. I don't.
Wait. You weren't listening to any of it. You were just fuming. You didn't listen to a word that Adorna said.
I came here to debate.
Can you summarize? Can you summarize to us what Adorna said, or were you not listening?
To just debate the host.
Can you summarize what Adorna said, or were you not listening?
I'm here to debate you and not Adorna.
Can you summarize what Adorna said?
I don't care.
Or do you want to admit that you weren't listening?
Oh, I definitely wasn't listening.
Perfect.
I came in here to debate the host.
This is very immature behavior. It's kind of
immature to do a 2v1.
It's very, but you're not. You're literally just speaking to one person. The only person that's been speaking to you right now is me. The only person that's been speaking to you right now is me.
I came in here to debate the host.
That's great. This is very immature. This is, and you spoke about how intellectual you are and successful. This doesn't seem like either, actually.
Well, again, more ad hominems. But
It's not an ad hom. It's observation. It's observation.
I'm not going to fall for it.
Yeah, it's
And then
observation.
the second thing is that I came in here to debate
Yeah,
the
this
host,
is not
the
mature
token.
behavior. If you'd like to have a discussion, we
debate the
can.
host, not the token.
Yeah,
You're really
if you'd
trying
like
rage
to.
bait.
Hi, you
I
have
came in here to
bootstraps.
debate the host.
You have bootstraps. You are the token. You've been spent, as a matter of fact.
I've been spent. You're over here defending
You've
this
been
white
spent.
liberal.
You've been
You're over
spent.
here
You came in here
defending this
talking
white-
about. You
You're
came
over
here
here
talking about
defending this
pulling
white
yourself
guy.
up by your bootstraps. You've been spent.
How's
buddy.
his a-hole smell?
It's okay, pal.
Your nose is
It's
so far
okay,
up there.
pal.
Your nose
It's all
is so
right.
far up there. How's it smell?
Okay. It's wonderful, actually.
Weird.
Smells like
How's it
roses.
smell? It's so far up there. You're
According to
defending
Andre,
yourself.
it smells like roses, actually.
I'm pretty sure you know full well.
Yes, so let's continue with the discussion if
I'm
you
not
don't want to.
continuing.
Adorna, I
came here to
modded
debate the
you if
host.
you have like mute powers if you want them.
Oh,
I typically
thank you.
don't
I
mute people,
appreciate it. I
but you know,
appreciate
if
it.
that's your jam.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to just have a legitimate discussion with him if he's. I don't know why he's crashing out.
Oh, well, we can have a discussion on your own live. I came in here to debate the host.
All right. Let's discuss these points that appeared to me magically. So there was a huge wealth disparity right after segregation. I think it was like 60-1, and then over time, it's gradually shrunk. So if Black people were much better off under segregation, why was the wealth gap so titanic?
That's not what I said. My premise was that Black Wall Street and other various communities that took after their own selves and didn't rely on the government were better off post-segregation, is what I said. I
Wait,
didn't
that's
say-
that is well, hold on, because that's explicitly not what you said. What you said was that Black people were better off under segregation. Literally every single person heard you say it.
And then
Everyone heard you say it.
Okay, so there was a full sentence there, right? There was a second sentence there that you're taking and nitpicking out of context. And I said places like Black Wall Street and places like in Florida and places like in New York, all right? So there was like 2 to 3 sentences there that I added on to. I didn't say that everybody was doing better post-segregation. I said there was instances of Black Republicans doing better.
Do you hold that as an aggregate, Black people were doing better under segregation?
What does aggregate mean?
Okay. So aggregate is just taken as like the totality.
No, again, I specifically said that there were certain communities that were doing better. And I so heartily believe that even today, if Black communities would rely on ourselves instead of relying on the government, we would be doing so much more better.
Well, unfortunately, everyone's going to be relying on the government for some things, and traditionally, Black people have been prevented from actually engaging with the government, or like these government provided things in productive ways. For example, if you are born into poverty, as statistically many Black people are, then you're going to be going to a school which is not well funded, whereas like other people, typically of other races, get to go to the much better funded schools.
Well, that's the part where I disagree, because
That's just a statistical fact.
I understand.
Wait.
what you're saying. I understand
How do you disagree with that?
I am about to explain, because you have like people like Jay-Z, people like
More anecdotes.
they're not anecdotes, but they're billionaires that could easily pour back into Black.
What do you
communities.
think an anecdote is? Adorno, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, statistically, just factually throughout history, white people have actually had the most handouts in the United States. So if that's the issue, is that people are relying on the government. We have the Homestead Act, for example, from the 1800s, where 1.5 million white people received free land for no reason. We have the GI Bill, for example, where Black people were mostly not able to participate. Even FHA loans, where people love them so much, Black people were not allowed to participate. We have racial covenants. I mean, there's so many things, right? And so if the argument is that Black people just rely too much on the government, well, then you'd have to say the same for white people.
Yeah, and they're pretty poor off. Again,
By what metric?
Yeah.
They're pretty much poor off. I disagree.
By what
when
metric?
I disagree when people have to rely on the government too much. I think.
Wait. You said they're worse off. By what
Yeah,
metric?
for the most part. If you rely on the government too much, I think you're worse off.
By what metric?
By the metric of, let's say, welfare, which destabilize the Black community by like an insane amount.
So wait. So they're worse off, and the metric that you determine that they're worse off by is welfare?
One of the metrics, yes.
Wait, so do you mean by welfare, do you mean like the definition of just like well-being, or do you mean like literally like getting government services?
I think welfare hurt the Black community. I think we relied too much on the government assistance, and it hurt the dynamic of man and woman in the household.
I think you're a bit confused in this conversation. So you said that like white people are worse off because of all of these handouts. By what metric?
I just gave you an example.
You said welfare.
Yeah,
I don't think getting stuff makes you worse off.
No, I
getting free college via like the GI Bill actually makes you better off. People with college degrees, I think the average rate that they're able to add to their salary is like 17,000.
And we see that even separately, like the GI Bill, FHA loans, all of the things that white people received. For example, we can see currently, according to the Congressional Budget Office, they own 80% of the United States wealth as measured in assets. So I'd say them getting things actually made them better off.
Are you referring to the GI Bill that you get from being in the military?
Yes, initially the GI Bill, when most black people weren't able to actually receive the benefits that they were promised when they returned back from war.
Okay, so again, like for college, like I don't think that college should be something that anyone should have to pay for. I think it should be essentially free.
Well, it was until Reagan.
Purdy, thank you so much. W. Purdy.
It was until the 1960s. I don't know if you can guess what happened in the 1960s. And then Reagan was like, everyone should have to pay, but it was free actually.
Well, even still, even within Black communities, we can make our own colleges and stuff, at least at low cost, with HBCUs.
Yeah, we do have HBCUs.
I know.
By the way, Biden gave $16 billion.
That's crazy. We have our own communities where we can enact our own policies, our own philosophies on things without relying so much on other people.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily relying on other people. I think it's a matter of removing some of the barriers that have been put in place so that we can do those things. So, for example, the Department of Justice stated last year that over the past 2 years, they've had to sue 10 different banks for redlining. In response to that, Biden, for example, put in place there's the Fair Housing Act. Well, he put into place the Fair Housing Act to affirmatively further fair housing to try to offset and get rid of those.
I don't understand as a Black woman how you can sit there and bring up Joe Biden's name or his name in good faith after all the shit he's done to our community. Like, you really got to take that sausage out of your mouth.
Yeah, I know that you are intimidated. And it's cool. I'm used to it. But what you should do is probably go back to the actual arguments. So the reason I'm mentioning Joe Biden is because under Joe Biden, Black wealth went up by 60% because he did things like gave permanent authorization for the Minority Business Development Act. Under him, SBA-backed loans to Black-owned small businesses were increased by 2.5 times. He did what I just stated, which was the Fair Housing Act to affirmatively further fair housing. He gave Black farmers about $4.5 billion. I can keep going on, because I have actual facts instead of insults. Would you like to join me?
Yeah, I can.
Sure, go ahead, name some facts.
But even still, you still are ignoring the fact that because of him, that he literally was the catalyst for so many African or people of color enduring generational trauma.
Yeah, what you're talking about is the 94 crime bill. In actuality, his contribution to the 1994 crime bill was the Violence Against Women's Act. But even if we're talking about the crime bill as a whole, that was something, because you mentioned the RAC, with a C in front of it, epidemic that Republicans started. That was something that the Black community was actually requesting due to that, because of a lot of the crime that was happening. So.
And he still signed off on the majority of the bill, and that's the reason
he did not sign off on the majority of the bill.
Yes, he did. And again, like I brought up with the Native Americans, when the people came across the ocean, the Spanish, they brought blankets and stuff, and they were covered in smallpox. Yeah, same thing. It came in with good hopes, but it was actually a trick. It was a trap.
Yeah, I'm not your wife, so you don't have to get loud. Yeah, as I stated, what his contribution was the Violence Against Women's Act that was in the 1994 crime bill. And in addition to that, a lot of people blame that bill for mass incarceration when in act. I'm still speaking. Hi.
Why did Joe Biden
when in actuality,
apologize?
yes, because when you see that something that you have contributed to does harm, what you do is be an upstanding person, and then you apologize. Hi, again, I'm not your wife, so I don't know why you're overspeaking me. I'm not your wife, so I don't know why you're overspeaking me. You can wait till I'm done. You can wait till I'm done. You can wait till I'm done.
He has another weird comment. Wow, you're getting weirder by the moment.
Very, very weird.
Take the meat.
Yeah. So in addition to that, yes, mass incarceration actually started along the lines of when Johnson was in office in the 1960s, 1970s, around then. Also when
Why would he
I don't know why you are continuing to speak over me. Just stop being insecure. Stop being insecure. Stop being insecure.
You just debated them for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but I still stand by what I said.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely. That's lovely. Again, because I answered you, but since you were speaking, and I was answering you, but since you were speaking, you couldn't hear.
You're monologuing for too long.
Yeah, that's lovely. That I would be done already if you weren't speaking. So
why would
if I would be done already,
answer that?
I would be done already if you weren't speaking. And I did answer that. You're just not intelligent enough to retain the information.
Oh my goodness.
What I stated was the answer is because when you are a part of something that negatively impacts people, the upstanding thing to do would be to apologize. That's why, right?
Yeah, he signed off on the bill to enact these policies. Got it.
Yeah, so the bill was by Tom Scotto. Yeah, the bill was by Tom. The bill was by someone named Tom Scotto. Yeah, do you know who Tom Scotto is?
Now tell me what.
Do you know who Tom Scotto is? The bill was by Tom Scotto.
Tell me what bills Trump signed that impacted Black communities like Joe Biden's bill did.
What bill excuse me. We don't even listen.
I know you're
if you really want to get into that, if you really want to get into that,
I'll say it again. I'll say it again. I'll slow it down.
Yeah, and I'm answering you. I'm answering you. Yeah, I'm answering you.
Down, sweetheart.
I'm responding to you, sweetheart.
Another weird ass comment.
I'm responding to you, honey. Honey, darling, sweetheart, babe. I'm responding to you. You have to be quiet so you can hear.
Oh, you were too slow.
You have to be quiet so that you can hear. No, you're listening slow. That's the issue.
I'm listening slow.
You're listening slowly. Keep up.
That is so cute.
I know it is cute. I've been cute all my life.
Go ahead.
Right? Thank you. Yeah. So to begin with, as I stated, the First Step Act, which is what you're going to tout, does not help Black people. But in addition to that, even in the contribution that people like to state, that he did for HBCUs, he actually lowered the funding for HBCUs.
No.
I'm still speaking. I'm trying not to mute you.
Didn't help out people.
Great. Yeah. So what it is that he lowered the funding for HBCUs. Under Obama, HBCUs received $7 billion, which was about $570 billion $1 million per year. Yeah,
Go
that's
back
lovely.
And talk about the First Step Act.
Yeah. That's lovely.
How did not help out people of color?
You're going to wait till I'm done. You're going to have to wait till I'm done.
I got you. Yeah, just keep on talking.
Thank you. Yes. Lowered the funding for HBCUs. Under Obama, they received about $570 million per year. He lowered it to $250. And then we can already know that Joe Biden gave $16 billion. So, yeah, that's one of the ways in which he hurt, actually. Came up to like 70-something cents per student when he lowered the amount of funding for HBCUs. So that's an example of one.
Now that you're done with your monologuing, go back to the
monologuing if you'd like. You are the only person.
You're monologuing.
You're the only person. I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question.
You did not
ask questions if you don't want an answer.
Wait. Can you summarize her answer?
Oh, I want her to.
No. Can you summarize the answer that she just gave? Or were you not listening?
She briefly mentioned the First Step Act, literally glossed over it. And I'm really I didn't really care about anything else but the First Step Act.
And what else?
She said that the First Step Act did not help out people of color. That's where I'm stuck. I didn't
say that.
I want to know. I want her to elaborate on how it did not, how it did not help out people of color.
Yeah, well, to begin with, that's not what I said. But even if I were going to say that, I would point out that it was actually for federal crimes, which mostly help white people, because white people are the ones that are mostly held under federal charges. So you're welcome again. So would you like to move on to the point that I actually did make, which was this HBCUs?
I got it right here. I got it pulled up right here.
Sure, go ahead.
The First Step Act, signed into law December 2018, was one of Trump's most widely recognized accomplishments with a significant impact on Black Americans. All right? Are you listening? You tracking?
No, I'm not tracking. No, I'm not tracking.
The act sought to reform the criminal justice justice system which disproportionately affected black communities. It reduced mandatory minimum sentences for nonviolent drug offenders, which had been a significant factor in mass incarceration. Retroactive sentencing. This law made sentencing reforms retroactive, particularly for crack cocaine offenses, 1994 crime bill, which disproportionately impacted black men. Prison reform. The act emphasized rehabilitation, offering inmates opportunities to reduce sentencing through participation in educational and vocational programs aimed at reducing recidivism. This policy was widely praised across political spectrums and provided early release for thousands of incarcerated individuals, many of whom were black. So when you sit there and say it didn't affect people of color, you are lying at your
Yeah, that's not what I said. That's okay,
That is
though.
what you said.
Yeah, that's actually not what I'd said. What I'd said was that we already determined that he didn't even want the First Step Act. That's not, the first draft did not include these provisions that you're talking about in regards to the disparities the disparities in the sentencing. First draft didn't include that and weren't included, as I'd stated, and weren't included until multiple organizations encouraged Democrats to make sure that it was included. I then went on to say that he lowered the funding for HBCUs. You should listen better.
You were just proven wrong about the First Step
Yeah,
Act.
except it's
So what
not
were
what
you
I
saying
said.
about the
So
HBCUs?
I accept it's not what I said. So
It is literally what you said.
it's not what I
And
said.
you
But
said-
we can
you
move on.
literally said it did not
Literally
have
everyone
all
heard
people.
it. It's not.
It's not what?
Yeah, what
It's literally just not the claim that Adorno is
What'd she say
making.
then?
yeah, what I'd stated
No.
was that.
Let him speak. I know
Sure.
you like talking over people with your misandry, but what do you say?
No, I mean, I think Adorno would probably say it much better than I would. Also,
what
misandry
did she
is
say?
hilarious.
He's
What
been
did
talking
she
about
say?
over me the entire time, calling
What
me
did she
sweetheart,
say?
talking about licking people's
Yeah,
this and that, and
literally.
saying that I'm the one that's doing
What
misandry.
did she
Yeah,
say?
such like weird, like misogynistic comments, and then the craziest part is that when you respond just a little bit, he's like, "Oh, that's an ad hom. That's an ad hom. That's an ad hominem. You just threw an ad hominem personal attack at me after
I
the
think people have
weirdest
What did she say?
sexualizing comments I've heard
she
in like
say?
a while.
What
Weird
did
as
she
fuck.
say?
Yeah.
You're
I know,
a
you're
strange
simping. Got it. I got it.
individual.
You're simping.
Let's
Got
move
it.
on to the other claims.
No.
What are
What
your
did she
other
say?
claims?
What did she say then?
What are other claims, Antidote?
What did she say? What did she specifically say about the First Step Act then?
Antidote, what are your other claims?
The fact that you cannot reiterate what she said just
Wait, you haven't been able to reiterate a single thing that she said.
I
think it's just going to be better if she does the summarizing.
Yeah. All that I'd stated is that we already
that you guys are
Yes.
using political speak to literally skip over the fact that you cannot summarize what she said about
Wait, hold on. Wait. This is iconic coming from the person who has, what's the count up to, like 3 times now? Been not able to summarize a single word. In fact, you've directly point blank defended that you actually aren't listening.
No, I literally listened to her about the First Step Act. I literally went and got a source for her, went over it. I asked you specifically, what did she say about it? And you've yet to say anything. Yeah, and here you go.
Well, wait. So her claim.
Literally are dodgy.
Hold on. Wait. So unlike you, I actually do listen. So her claim was just that the First Step Act was heavily beneficial to white people because the groups that were relieved by it are disproportionately white. That's that was like a large portion of what she said.
A large portion of
Yeah, wait. Well, now I want you to now
You're
summarize.
skipping.
Wait. Hold on.
Already did.
Well, yeah, no, because clearly you don't know what she said because you got it wrong.
I didn't get it.
It's the opposite of what she said.
You literally quote for quote said that is largely of what she said, but you're skipping over the fact where she said it did not help out people of color.
Yeah, I never said that.
Because otherwise, why would she bring up that it only mainly helped out white people?
Yeah, I
So
never
it can-
said that it didn't help black people. I never
We're
said
at like
that.
level
Then what
one
are you
critical
arguing
thinking.
with me about? I said that
Okay.
the First Step Act
I said
helped out
one
people of
sentence.
color.
Yeah, I said one sentence in regards to that. When you asked, what were the bills that Donald Trump did that had the effect that the crime bill had? What I said was, we already know that the First Step Act was not intended to help black people.
Yes, it was. was.
Except that it wasn't because the first.
That's what I'm talking about,
ex-
right there.
Great. The first version of the First Step Act did not include the sentencing portion. It literally did not include the part that ended up helping Black people. Yes, great. The first portion, the first version of the First Step Act. Yeah, the first version of the First Step Act did not include the portion that addressed the disparity for rack versus powdery stuff, offensives. It did not include that. It didn't address drug sentencing at all, which is the part that you're talking about. That's the part that would help Black people. It did not include that, and it was not until Black organizations like the Color of Change and the Prison Policy Initiative had to ask Democrats to make sure to fight to get that included. You weren't listening the first time. That's why you didn't hear it.
No, because you're wrong. So there was two representatives. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm about to give you a source right here.
Go ahead.
So there was two. It was a bipartisan bill. Republican Congressman Doug Collins and Hakeem Jeffries. They worked on the bill together to make sure that it got passed. Yeah. Right. So when you say that it was drafted, right, and it didn't have these revisions, are you saying that if a bill's not made better to work for everybody, it should ultimately be false? Like it should be bad?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're. I don't understand.
I'll address it. I'll answer you. Yeah, the part of the bill that helped Black people addressed the disparities between. I don't know if I can say the words, Ian. The rocky stuff, the rocky drugs and the powdered drugs, right? Because we know that there is a disparity in sentencing based on which one you actually were caught with, and that it disproportionately negatively affected Black people, right? Because the sentencing for the powdery stuff was less. So the part of the bill that helped Black people was the part that addressed the sentencing disparity. That was not included until organizations like the Color of Change fought for it to be included. So the part that you're saying helped Black people was not even included. So it was not intended to help Black people because that part was not included.
I don't understand your point. Should the bill not?
I'm speaking very simple English right here. I don't know why you wouldn't understand it.
But it seems like it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like, should it not have helped Black people? I don't understand where you're.
I don't know how you could have gotten that from my statement. My statement was that wasn't intended. Listen to the words. It's not even a long word. It's only a few letters. It was not intended to help Black people. So, for example, in comparison, I would say giving permanent authorization for the Minority Business Development Agency is intended to help minority groups, right? So the First Step Act, which did not even have the provision in it that ended up helping, was not intended to help. See the words there? Was not intended for that.
I still don't understand.
That's what I'd stated. So
Jesus Christ, you talk so much.
Yeah.
Again, I don't understand your point. Like, if a bill was constructed, even if it wasn't intended initially to help out Black people, but the fact that it was eventually made to help out Black people, and it was signed off on President Trump, I don't understand what you're getting at. Like, it still helped them regardless of how you feel about it.
Yeah, I would say that if your intent is not to help all of your constituents, that's a bad thing. If you have to be forced to add provisions that are going to help the marginalized groups in your country, like in your nation, then that is a bad thing. This should be obvious. Yeah. So
the president is forced to sign bills now.
Are you okay?
Wait, there's a couple of things there, but do you know how our government works?
Was President Trump forced to sign the First Step Act?
Your claim, you were surprised that sometimes presidents are forced to sign bills. Now, was Trump forced to sign this? I don't think so. But you understand that there's a scenario where you actually are forced as president to sign. Do you understand that, right?
Do you understand that? Was Trump forced to sign the First Step Act?
Do you understand that none of these provisions were going to be present absent outside activism, that this bill was passed with these provisions not because of Trump and the Republicans, but in spite of Trump and the Republicans?
Well, I got it right here. No, Donald Trump was not forced to sign the First Step Act. And in fact, he supported the legislation and played a key role in its passage. Trump's backing of the bill was seen as part of his administration's effort to achieve bipartisan criminal justice reform, a cause that that had support from both Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, can you repeat back to me what my claim was?
That the damn if you don't, if it didn't help black people, then it should never have been signed initially.
The fuck?
Who
Are you
said that?
serious?
What?
That is literally what she said.
Are you
Literally what
are
I
you
said? I repeated it back to you a couple of times, right? My claim was that the intent was not to help black people, right? That was not their intent in making this bill, because that provision was not even included, right? And then they had to be badgered into including it. That was my claim.
Badgered? It seemed like Trump was full support of the entire time.
Yeah, so that's clearly not true. When, as I stated, many organizations, and I even named a couple, such as the Color of Change and the Prison Policy Initiative, had to actually urge Democratic lawmakers, right? They said that they were going to vote against the bill unless Republicans agreed to include that provision.
Again, I literally have the source right here in front of me.
What's your source?
Let me type in the source real quick.
I thought you had the source right in front of you.
I do. I'm reading it.
What's the
Yeah,
source?
what's the name of the
What's
source?
I like to use my Chat GPT.
Oh my God.
New York
No fucking shot. No fucking shot. No way.
Times. New York
No
Times.
way.
You have something against Chat GPT?
Yes.
Yeah.
Since right on ChatGPT, right under the box, it specifically states that it might not be true, so that you have to double check it. Like,
Okay, and I pull up the source. It says New York Times. It's a very liberal.
right. So what does the New York Times say about it?
What I just read.
Yeah, wait. Which article are we? Let's read it together. Let's do a little read along. What's the New York Times article that you are going to cite? What's the name of it? The name of this New York Times article. It doesn't say what you want. You need to go to a different website, but you can't. You're caught.
It literally says New York Times, Jared Kushner, criminal justice reform.
Okay, New York Times. Jared Kushner. What's the name of the article?
What I just said, criminal justice reform.
That the name of the article is Criminal Justice Reform?
Yep.
So is it the Senate passed the criminal justice bill for Jared Kushner? It's a personal issue and a rare victory.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Thank you so much, Leah. So different from what you said. All right, where are we reading?
Hold on. ChatGPT explained it for me.
He does not have it up in front of him.
ChatGPT.
I'm looking at it right now.
ChatGPT does not
read
understand
the
the words you
article.
give it. It does not understand the words it spits
I
out.
provided you the source. Now you need to read the article.
Wait. So let's find your claims in the source.
All right, we'll pull it up.
Who's the author of this article?
The author of this article is Annie Carney, December 14th, 2018.
Yep. Okay. So where in this article does it have your claims, or are you ready to concede that you're full of bullshit?
Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, senior advisor, advocated the criminal justice overhaul legislation. Legislation is right there at the top. And then the day after President Trump announced his support for a bipartisan criminal justice overhaul bill in the Roosevelt Room, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, arrived in the Oval Office to give him a dose of political reality. He was not going to bring the bill to the Senate floor until next year. Mr. McConnell told the president, Mr. Trump called for his son, Jared Kushner, the administration's driving force behind the bill, to join the meeting and hear the news himself. Mr. Kushner entered the Oval Office, a bunch of monarchy there. Because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait, according to the administration, Mr. Kushner enlisted Vice President Mike Pence to explain to the president that waiting until next year, when a House-controlled Democrat will then vote on the bill, would most likely result in a version that he would not like. Mr. Kushner called upon Rupert Murdoch, his son, Lachlan but the whole point is right here.
And do you think that this even a little bit aligns with your narrative?
Yeah, it literally talks about.
It's the opposite of your narrative. So the way they convinced Trump to sign it, it wasn't because he was excited about it. It's because he was afraid that a more progressive version would come out in the future. That's literally what your article just said.
No,
Trump
it did
wasn't
not.
excited to sign this bill at all.
It literally just said that President Trump was wanting to sign off on criminal justice reform and that he was convinced by his advisors to go ahead and sign off on it.
No. So it says at the top, because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. What does this fragment mean? Because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. What does that mean?
He agreed with what's his face, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, and Mitch McConnell wanted the bill to not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Trump, you just shot yourself in the foot. It's like deductively over
He
for you.
He did not say that. He said,
okay, wait. So let's just chain your statements together in like a logical sequence. So you said Trump agreed with Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell did not want the bill to happen. Therefore, Trump did not want the bill to happen. There is no way out of this for you. It's not too late to run. The X is in the right hand corner.
No. I missaid what I said. The day after.
Good.
The day after President Trump announced his support for the bipartisan criminal justice overhaul bill in the Roosevelt Room. So I misspoke. I re-quoted what I had said.
So there's literally no way out of this.
There is a way.
The thing that you need to sever out of. The thing that you need to sever out of is the facts of the case. There's really no way out of this for you. So which of these things do you disagree with? Do you disagree that Trump felt the same way as Mitch McConnell, or do you disagree that Mitch McConnell did not want the bill to happen?
I misspoke.
But I need you to disagree with one of these two. Do you disagree that Mitch McConnell didn't want the bill to happen, or do you disagree that Donald Trump wanted what Mitch McConnell wanted?
Well, the premise of what you're saying is
one or two.
Because I misquoted
one or two.
What it said. I misquoted
one or two.
What it said. I misquoted.
One or two.
I misquoted.
Premise one or premise two?
I misquoted.
Premise one or premise
Option
two?
3.
Which premise do you reject?
Quote. Do you not?
Which premise do you reject?
Listening? I
it's not about misspeaks. Do you reject?
Says in the first paragraph
wait. Are you rejecting premise one or premise two? Do you reject that Donald Trump wanted what Mitch McConnell wanted, or do you reject that Mitch McConnell didn't want this bill to pass?
Mitch McConnell did not want the bill to pass.
Okay, wait. So you agree with two? You agree with two? Do you agree that Donald Trump wanted what Mitch McConnell wanted?
No.
Oh, okay. Wait. So let's just read the article again. I don't know why you would cite this. This is like just embarrassing for you. Wait. Don't run.
It literally says in the first paragraph that Trump was pro.
Don't run.
He was pro this bill.
Okay. Let's see what Mitch McConnell wanted. So Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, to give him a dose of political reality, he was not going to bring the bill to the Senate floor until next year, Mr. McConnell told the president. We scroll down a couple of paragraphs because Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. He agreed that the bill had to wait. Mitch McConnell didn't want the bill to pass, as you agree. Let me ask you
the same thing.
And then, wait, hold on. Don't run.
I'm not running. Let me ask you the same thing. Either Trump wanted to wait or Trump agreed with Mitch McConnell in saying that he didn't want the bill at all. Which one is it?
Mitch McConnell said that he wanted to delay the bill.
No, he said he didn't want the bill to even enter the floor.
He wanted to. That's when you delay the bill. He wanted to delay the bill.
Okay, well, it still goes back to what I had said, that he was still pro.
Wait. So wait. Okay, do you agree now that Donald Trump wanted what Mitch McConnell wanted?
Not necessarily, because the bill passed.
Wait, so when it says Mr. Trump agreed, who's Mr. Trump agreeing with?
With his son, Jared Kushner, because the bill passed.
No, that's the opposite. Because his son did not want it to wait.
The bill passed in this.
Wait, hold on. So did his son want the bill to wait?
No, he wanted it to be.
Gotcha. Wait, so then he actually wasn't agreeing with his son. The sentence, in case you're not tracking, is because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. Who is Mr. Trump agreeing with?
You know what's crazy is that
answer the question.
I'm not going to answer that question.
You're scared. You've been trapped. You're in a bear trap.
No, I'm not.
There's no way out of this. It's seriously not too late to run away from the discussion. It's just going to get more embarrassing for you.
The First Step Act was signed.
Wait. We're not leaving this. Wait, you're desperate. We're not leaving. We're not leaving this article. We're not leaving. We're not leaving this article until you concede.
December 21st.
We are not leaving. I will turn this live stream around. We are not leaving this article until you concede that Donald Trump did not want this.
No, because I can prove it with the dates. This article.
Wait. So I need you to. You cited the article. You cited the article. So I need you to explain. Who did Mr. Trump agree with? Who did Mr. Trump agree with in the sentence? Because Mr. Trump agreed the bill had to wait. Who does Trump agree with?
I know you love hearing yourself talk, but listen.
You're crashing out right now.
I'm not triggered. You're not letting me respond.
Answer the question.
This bill was.
Answer the question.
This article was written December 14th. The bill was passed December 21st.
Answer the question.
So he had to agree
Answer the question.
with Jared Kushner.
Answer the question.
This bill was passed 7 days later.
Okay, wait. So the sentence is Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. So the person he agrees with also thinks that the bill had to wait. Did Jared Kushner think that the bill had to wait?
Clearly not, because the bill was signed off 7 days later.
Wait. So the person who he agrees with also thinks that the bill had to wait, but this can't be Jared Kushner because this is not a description that fits Jared Kushner.
When was the bill signed off on?
Irrelevant, red herring. Back to discussion at hand. You're running. You're trying very desperately. I'm literally not. I've got like 3 hours of sleep. I can only hold so many thoughts. We're literally not leaving this point until you concede it. You can drag this out for as long as you want. I will torpedo viewership until we're at 3 viewers. We're not leaving this. We will be here. We will be at this dinner table for 3 hours if that's what it takes for you to concede.
Check this out. The bill was signed off 7 days later.
Okay. Irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Whether what you say and what you do are two different things.
Good try. Irrelevant. So here the two key premises are one, that Trump or that Mitch McConnell wanted to delay the passage of the bill, and 2, that Donald Trump agreed in delaying the passage of the bill. So you need to give an account still when this sentence says Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. Who was Mr. Trump agreeing with that the bill had to wait?
I can. It's called December 21st, 2021.
Do you think that answers my question?
I just answered your question with the date.
I'm asking for a who. Do you think a date is a person?
President Trump signed off on the bill 7 days later.
Do you think a date is a person?
The date is.
Do you think a date is a person?
That refutes everything you said.
Do you think a date is a person?
I think the date refutes everything.
Yes or no? Do you think a date is a person?
I think that the date.
Do you think a date is a person? Do you think when someone says who's there and then you say September 26th, 2024, does that interaction go well for you usually?
Okay, let's talk about logic.
No, you're running. I'm literally not leaving this point.
Of the bill of when it was passed.
Wait, you don't understand the severity of my autism. We are literally not leaving this point. I'm not going to let you go anywhere. You are going to concede this point. On my mother, you're going to concede this point. You're literally, you need to stop trying to run. We're going back to the article you cited. You need to give an account. It says, because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. Who did Mr. Trump agree that the bill had to wait? Who did Mr. Trump agree with?
What was the premise of this entire article?
Who did Mr. Trump? You need to answer. I'm not answering your questions until you answer mine.
I gave you an answer.
You're desperate. The answer you gave is a category error. I asked you, who does Mr. Trump agree with? And you said December whenever.
I said Jared Kushner. And
that's not true, though.
It is
because
true,
Jared Kushner did not agree.
21st.
Wait. Hold on. Did Jared Kushner think that the bill should wait?
No.
Okay, so then it's not accurate to say that Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait if the person he's agreeing with is Jared Kushner, and Jared Kushner doesn't say that the bill had to wait. It doesn't make sense to say that Mr. Trump agreed.
And that's when I brought up the dates when they
Not relevant.
When it is relevant. When Mitch
Wait,
McConnell said
at
it
what
needed to
point?
wait
At what
until
point did? At what point did
God
Jared
dang.
Kushner agree that the bill had to wait? At what point?
You're literally overlapping.
Wait,
questions
hold
without
on.
me
At
even
what
able to
point?
respond.
At what point did Jared Kushner say that
I
the
know
bill
you
had
love
to
to
wait?
hear yourself
At what
talk,
point?
But
You're
the whole
yapping.
point of what I'm saying is
Wait,
that
you're
Mitch McConnell
so
wanted-
bad at rhetoric. You look terrible right now. And what makes you look
and your
even worse,
worldview.
what makes you
I
look
know you
even
love
worse is the
overtalking.
fact that you
I know you
refuse
love
to
overtalking.
engage with these basic questions. You
It's
can't
a
answer
very
it.
clear answer.
It tears
He
your
clearly
position in half.
agreed- He clearly agreed
Wait, so
with Jared
when
Kushner
did
at
when
the
did
same
Jared
point-
Jared Kushner agree that the bill had to wait? When?
Wait, what was your question?
When did Jared Kushner agree that the bill had to wait?
So, anyways, the bill was
No,
passed
no,
7
don't
days
move past
later.
that. Don't move past
The
that.
bill was passed
Don't move
7
past
days
that.
later.
Don't
Like,
move
what
past
do
that. You're yapping. Literally, yeah. Everyone sees through it. Every single person sees through it. We are not getting off of this topic until you concede. It's not going to happen.
What? What was your
Concede to the
premise
fact
of the
that Trump
entire
didn't
article?
want the bill to pass.
He did want the bill to pass because it passed 7
He
days
sure
later.
didn't. He
It did.
agreed that the bill had to wait. Wait. So if Trump thinks that the bill had to wait, then does he want the bill to pass?
Well, yeah, if he said he was in favor of it.
So wait. Do you think the bill waiting is the same thing as the bill passing? Do you think those things are the same?
And what he says and what he actually does are two different
It's a yes
things.
or no question.
What he says,
Yes or no.
it's more
Yes or
complicated
no.
than a yes or no
Yes or
question.
no.
It's a more complicated question than yes or
It
no.
is literally a yes or no. I'll lay your answers out for you because you're confused. So either yes, that you do think that a bill waiting is the same thing as a bill passing. No, you do not think that a bill waiting is the same thing as a bill
It passed
passing.
7 days later.
Not relevant.
It was.
You just need
written
to
out.
wait. I need you to answer the question. Wait, do you think that you look anything other than incredibly bad faith right now?
I'm bad faith. Listen to your.
Extraordinarily.
Listen to your
Extraordinarily.
framing.
You
Listen to
can't
your
answer
framing of
basic questions.
Listen to your framing of
extraordinarily bad faith.
Listen to the frame.
I will. If you want me to pull teeth, I'm happy to pull teeth.
No, I'm not into self harm like you guys do.
It's like a dentist analogy. You're not pulling your own teeth. I don't know if you know that or not.
You guys love taking out your own kids and stuff. I'm not into self harm. Anyway.
So wait. So we're yes or no. Well, okay. You can unmute as soon as you have the yes or the no. Yes or no. Did Trump agree that the bill had to wait? Yes or no?
I put my answer in the chat.
7 days later. Do you think 7 days later is a yes or a no?
Yeah, it answers the question that I've been
So is
saying.
the answer yes or no?
7 days later.
But is the answer yes or no?
The answer is 7 days later.
It's not a 7 days later type question. It's not a timeline question. I'm not asking
Yes,
about
it
a
is.
Wait.
He
Which?
agreed-
Wait.
he
Hold
agreed with the
on.
bill.
Hold on. Which word in my question indicates a time-based answer?
Well, you're not the monolith on question making, so.
Well,
again,
this is just the English
monolith?
language. I think it's pretty sad that you can't keep up with it.
You're not
Well,
the
I'm
monolith
fully keeping up
on
with it,
question
but
asking.
These are all basic
framing,
questions.
Your framing of questions is bad faith. Clearly, he
I don't think you know what that term means. AG, thank you so much for the glowing jellyfish.
Clearly, he wanted
Big
the
W,
bill.
AG.
Clearly, he wanted the bill to pass because it passed 7 days later after this article.
So wait. So do you agree that the article says because Mr. Trump agreed the bill had to wait?
He agreed the bill had to wait, but apparently he signed off the bill 7 days later.
Oh, wait. So at first Trump did not want the bill to pass.
No, he wanted the bill to pass.
Okay, let's read this paragraph. Let's see if because you're a highly educated, highly intelligent individual. So let's just read the paragraph and interpret it together.
read the
Dexter, thank
first-
you so much. Big W, Dexter.
Read the first paragraph. I love
Because
how you
Mr.
gloss-
Trump agreed that
I
the
love
bill
how you
had to
gloss
wait
over the
according
first
to
paragraph.
hold on. Excuse
Go to
me.
the first paragraph.
Excuse me. Excuse
the
me.
first paragraph.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait according to administration officials, Mr. Kushner enlisted Vice President Mike Pence to explain to the president that waiting until next year, when a House controlled by the Democrats would then vote on the bill, would most likely result in a version that he would not like. Mr. Kushner called Rupert Murdoch, his son, I don't know, some demonic name, Lachlan Murdoch, and Hope Hicks, the former White House communications director who is now a senior executive at Fox, to release a statement backing his bill.
Okay, and the day after,
Can you summarize back to me the timeline of events?
the day after President Trump announced his support.
No.
for
The timeline of events in the paragraph I just read.
And I just countered. I literally already read that article.
No, you didn't, because you got it from ChatGPT. What I want is a summary of the paragraph that I just read.
I am literally on New York Times, and I literally cited.
Wait. That's all nice. I didn't ask. Can you summarize back to me the timeline of events?
Ask, but you just threw a sideways insult saying
Wait, you can't whine and cry about insults when you've been a weird dude this entire time.
Weird dude.
Sorry, like literally nobody has empathy for you.
Q-tip. You look like a goddamn Q-tip talking about looking weird.
You literally make like unwanted sexual comments towards people.
Q-tip with freaking
It's
glasses
weird.
on. Oh my
I
goodness.
look hot as fuck. Good try though.
You do not.
So wait, and I understand
good.
you're
Spend all day on
desperate.
you.
You're desperate to get away from the
You look like a
substance.
freaking-
Instead of being able to debate on the substance, you need to go to
Harry
the
Potter.
insults, the ad hominems. So would you like to summarize the paragraph that I just read?
Summarize. I literally already gave you an answer. And
You didn't. It's not a 7 days later type answer.
Yes, I did. Why would I have to summarize it when you literally read it? I've read it.
Yeah, because I think you're
literally-
confused about it.
You literally told me that I was not.
I think you're confused about it. Could you summarize back to me what I just read?
I'll play this little game real quick. Essentially, McConnell said that it should wait, and Trump agreed that it should wait as well.
Well, there it is.
Well, there what is?
So Trump didn't want it to pass.
Did you not read the first paragraph? I love how you skipped over the second or the first paragraph where it literally says that Trump announced his support for the bipartisan criminal justice overhaul bill.
Yeah,
And then
at first he didn't want it to pass.
No. You got them all. And then 7 days later, he passed the bill.
So, but you agree that at first he didn't want it to pass.
He did not say that he didn't want it to pass. Clearly, he wanted.
So if he wanted it to pass, why would he want it to wait?
Because maybe that it needed some adjustments. I don't know.
You don't know? You have no idea? Because it actually says in the article why he wanted it to wait, or what changed his mind about wanting it to wait.
And so again, and this takes me back to the original premise: is that if it doesn't help people, then if it doesn't help people by the Democrats, then you guys are like, oh well, it must be racist or some crap. But if it does, then you guys, it did nothing. Like I really don't understand what your guys' premise.
So okay, perfect. So we essentially got no, it's not essentially, point blank. We have gotten the concession that Trump at first did not want this to pass.
No, he did want it to pass.
He didn't. The sentence literally says, because Mr. Trump agreed that the bill had to wait. He didn't want it to pass. He was forced to pass it because he was scared of how it could be more progressive in the future.
That's not forcing. That is literally not forcing.
He was coerced by fear.
He literally, well, who's more important, Mitch McConnell or Jared Kushner?
In what sense?
In the sense of advisory roles, Mitch McConnell or his son, who has more political expertise?
Oh, but that who Trump listens to is a different question entirely.
I mean, when it applies specifically to this, that he listened to his own son over someone that's been in the game for decades.
Yeah, because he's the SEAL Team 6 of doing nepotism. Yeah.
Nepotism, then he would have kissed up to Mitch McConnell.
What do you think nepotism is?
What nepotism?
Nepotism is basically where you have affiliation to like people you know or whatever. You're allowed opportunities because of those people that you know.
Who did he know better, Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, or Mitch McConnell, a person he met like 2 years earlier?
In the game of politics, how long has Mr. Kushner been into politics? Who would you listen to? Someone that's brand new to politics, or your family member who knows nothing?
Well, yeah, he listened to his family member who knows nothing because he's like the SEAL Team 6 of nepotism.
Either way, I would have listened to Mitch McConnell about Pacific things.
So you would have been in lockstep with Mitch McConnell and thinking that the bill shouldn't get passed.
I would have been listening to what he had to say, but overall, my decision is my own. Kind of like a king does when he listens to his advisors.
Yeah. So wait. Do you agree with Mitch McConnell's analysis that the bill shouldn't have passed?
Maybe. I can't say for a definite fact, but
you identify with this bill. You're like, yeah, this bill was a smashing success. I wish this bill didn't pass. By the way,
no, that's not what I said.
That's literally what you just said.
I said I would have listened to someone that would have been more into politics, but on this specific issue, when it came to the black communities, I would have passed the bill. If Mitch McConnell came to me and said, "Hey, we should wait for this bill," hey, I hear you. But when it comes to the black communities, I'm going to put that number one. I'm going to go ahead and pass this bill. But when you want to talk to me about economics or whatever, yeah.
So to clarify, you would have not listened to Mitch McConnell
on this specific case, but Donald Trump has a bunch of African-American friends and stuff like that within his own circles and stuff. So
yeah. And which one of their names appears in this article?
What does that have to do with any relevance to what I just
Because
said?
you brought it up in relation to this. So where in your article do any of their names appear?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying
You
is
said that he has like a big circle of black friends. Where do any of their names appear in this article?
I said that they were in the article. Now, did I? Now you're just.
You said that they were relevant to the story. You brought them up in relation to the story. So where in the article are their names?
If you have people that you care
if you're
about,
saying your story is essentially that Trump did it because he had black friends.
No, I'm saying if you have people that you care about, you're going to take them into consideration with your decision making. They don't have to appear in an article for your decision making. That's just straight up.
Wait, prove it. Prove that he took them into account. Prove it.
He signed the bill off 7 days later.
Yeah. Wait, but because that only happened because Jared Kushner came to him and basically said that if he didn't sign the bill right now, the Democrats were going to make a way scarier version later. Nowhere in there did he reminisce about his close camaraderie with his close circle of like black friends. And then think like, oh, wow, we got to undo that. He was like, fuck, the Democrats are going to do more than that if we don't pass this bill right now.
So wait, let me get to the core of this. So you're saying, I'm paraphrasing here. So you're saying that Trump signed this bill so he wouldn't look bad in front of black people.
The fuck?
Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you got out of my explanation?
Yeah, you're saying Trump was forced to do this so he didn't look bad in front of black people.
No. So I'll give you the explanation again. So the explanation is that Trump did this because he was scared that the Democrats were going to do way more than this as soon as they took over the House or after the midterms.
Which I would agree with then. I would agree that if there's like any extra, Democrats do the same thing too when it comes to their bills. They want to have the face of that bill so it looks better for them. Like all of them do it.
That's not what Ian said. What?
Like literally, I'm just confused. I don't know. Is there a different conversation going on somewhere?
I just think your framing is bad.
You don't even know what I said.
I said I'm trying to get to the root of what your premise is. And it seems like to me that you and the other token here are saying that since Trump was quote unquote
would also
forced,
make you a token, by the way. So
I didn't even hear what you said. Forced to sign this bill, it seemed like they were doing it to pretty much make themselves not look bad in front of black people.
Again, no. Oh, you are such a silly goose. No, this is just point blank. Not what I'm saying. In my explanation, did the words black people appear even a single time?
No, but you're alluding to it between you and
With which words am I alluding to
between
it?
you and the other token when she said that
Antidote. Which words in my answer are alluding to
when
it?
she mentioned that it majorly helped out white people.
Antidote. Which words in my answer are alluding to it?
When you said that he was forced to sign it.
These aren't my words either.
Yeah, it was your words. That's what y'all said before I even put up this article.
No.
You're telling me you did not.
Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer.
You're telling me that you did not bring up the words forced to sign the bill prior to me bringing up this article.
He was coerced into signing the bill because he was scared of what the bill would look like if the Democrats took the House. Which part of that answer alludes to black people?
The way that you and the other token framed the question initially, the premise.
But what about the answer that I just gave, that I've been giving you? Answer I just gave you. Also, her name isn't Dorna. There's no need to be weird.
You're framing it out of context again. I said I was trying to get to the root cause of why we're here, right? And I stand by what I said.
I think you're just a little bit confused.
I'm confused. I literally said what my root cause was of this entire thing. She initially said that this bill did not help out black people. It helped out white people more. And then I said, well, that's crazy.
I'll repeat it again. The bill was not intended to help black people because the provision that helped black people was not initially included.
And I said that this bill, regardless of how you feel about it, because it seems like you're really in your feelings about it.
I am. I didn't even bring it up. That's odd.
And now let's come back to the premise.
Yeah, he's used to projecting things onto people who don't like him.
That's cute.
It was like the Michael Phelps of projection.
That's cute. And you're still like a Timu version of freaking Daniel Radcliffe.
Thank you. That's really kind. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. He's like an attractive dude. Yeah.
You're the Timu version, my guy.
Yeah. That's still pretty good. Like if Daniel Radcliffe's like an 8, like maybe I'm like a 6. Like that's not bad.
Well, definitely also need the curls and everything. You're working. It's cute. It's cute.
His head, his head's not even symmetrical. It's very ugly.
Symmetrical.
Did you put me in your like weird incel app? Did you calculate my Gantel tilt?
Incel, you see that woman right next to me? That's a girl, something that you probably never touched, right? Anyways.
Is she? Are you going to bring her out of the basement so we can speak with her?
Basement? Why does she have to be in the basement? I can tell you're infertile, but anyways.
Infertile? Tell my children.
What children? Where's the dad at?
You mean your husband of 16 years? That dad?
Yeah. What race is he?
Okay. My black husband?
Sure.
You can keep trying. Try harder.
Sure. Well,
yeah, exactly.
I will say this: if you are married with kids with a black man, good for you. Honestly, good for you.
Yes,
Anyways, you can take it with that grain of salt. But I just kind of funny that he thinks I'm an incel when I'm married with 4 kids. But yeah, go off.
Well, yeah, you are an incel. Yeah. An incel doesn't strictly refer to like involuntary celibate anymore. Incel's a way of being.
What's an incel then?
An incel is just someone who spreads these like super weird misogynistic sentiments.
A member of an online community of young men who consider themselves
definitions have definitions have objective, or like words have objective definitions?
Unable to attract women sexually.
Wait. Do you think words have objective definitions?
Men who are sexually active. That's crazy because I got 4 kids and I've been.
Do you think words have objective definitions?
I think if you're going to use words, that they should.
Do you think that there's only one definition of a word that's true?
If anyone looks like an incel, it's you, my guy. You look like an incel. You look like you have some pregnant socks.
Wait, cam up. Cam up right now.
Again, you look like
cam up right now.
Socks in your closet.
Wait. Turn the cam on. Cam up right now.
I don't have enough. What's it called? I don't have enough.
Yeah, you don't have enough like hotness to cam up. We know.
No, I have a real-time job. I just
You've been on TikTok for the past like 45 minutes.
Oh,
shut the hell up.
Today?
Cam up. Cam up. You're terrified. You're gonna lose the mog off.
I can't cam up. Look, live access needed to go live on a video. Let's say, just one way. As a guest, you can go live on audio. I have like 130 followers, 166.
Cam up.
We see your videos.
I don't treat this TikTok thing as a full-time job. I'm a cyber analyst in real time, making over six figures. I have a real job.
Well, that's so cute. We see your videos though. Nothing to write home about. So.
Oh, wait, can someone?
I'm married. This guy looks like.
Someone in the Discord, could you post a picture of this dude?
I read the definition. There's no way he's attracting anything below a 2.
Anything below a 2? Yeah, that's absolutely right, because all the people I attract are 10s.
Yeah.
I would love to see who that is.
All of them. Take your pick. Every single one of them.
Whatever your mama tells you, man.
It's self-evident. You wouldn't understand.
Self-evident?
Yeah.
You got overly bushy eyebrows with a crooked nose.
You like thick eyebrows.
Yeah, my eyebrows look great. Are you kidding?
Clear acne scars, so I know you didn't get any.
No, Sean! No way. Ain't no way. Yeah, someone in the Discord just post a picture of you.
Exactly.
Come on.
Also, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the $25. Appreciate it.
You are like the most mid. You're not like ugly or whatever. You're just like mid as fuck.
Yeah, I'm like a 6 or a 7, but I'm in shape.
5.5 on a good day.
But to go back to what we were talking about, another reason that I don't like Democrats is because they're so pro AB. When you look at the AB that happens in the black community is disproportionately happened to black women in the United States. And
Okay.
I 100%.
Yeah, this one's like super easy for me. The abortion debate's like really simple. The pro-life position is crazy. When do you think personhood starts or like moral consideration starts?
I just want to say this. I think
Wait, no. Answer the question. When do you think it starts at conception?
Should be sterilized.
Wait, do you think it starts? That's more crazy incel nonsense. Do you think that like moral consideration starts at conception?
At conception, I don't know too much about the whole conception thing, but I think that whenever a baby is in the womb, then there should be no reason to have an AB.
You don't even know what conception really? You don't know what conception is?
I know what conception is.
Wait. Oh, can you define it?
Can you define incel without being wrong?
Oh, definitions don't have objective meanings. So luckily, I'm not wrong. This is a very common meaning of the term incel. But back to you. Can you define conception?
So then I'll give my definition of conception then of my own personal view then.
Yeah. How do you define conception? Go for it.
Basically, when the baby is within the womb and it has a heartbeat.
Oh, when it has a heartbeat. Oh, so 6 weeks? Wait, so why is the heartbeat significant? Also wait, so just to be clear, you're fine with abortion up until like 6 weeks?
Oh, no.
Oh, but that's when the heartbeat forms.
Again, I'm not sure about the whole biology thing, but whenever a baby
we know, trust us.
Within the womb of the mother and it's a living organism within the mother, there shouldn't be an AB.
Oh wait, so as soon as implantation? So did you know that before it implants, there's still like conception happens and it becomes its own independent being as it goes up to get implanted? Wait, so are you fine with an abortion that happens before implantation?
I don't like the framing of this question, but what I will say
yes or no question, bud.
No, because you're literally trying to talk about the science of it. You're literally trying to talk about the science of it. I'm talking about the disproportionate amount of AB.
Wait, no. We're running whether or not it's moral.
No. What I'm talking about when there's 500,000 black babies being AB'd every year, and when we make up 13% of the population, and white people make 60% of the population, and yet we're having this many ABs. We're in the over 20 million ABs as of.
Do you believe that there should be exceptions to abortion?
No, most definitely not.
Oh, gosh, wait. So you believe in? You think that abortion should be banned, even in the life of the mother? That if the pregnancy is going to unalive the mother, you still think that it should be delivered to term?
Oh no, then I would say that. Yeah,
Okay, so you do have exceptions. Perfect. So let's say that we have like a 12-year-old who gets raped. Horrific situation, but one that happens.
This is what you guys do. You take the worst case scenario. I'm talking about predominantly black women that are having. No, use your analogy when it applies to black women. Use your analogy when it comes
Okay,
to
so let's say that we have like a 12-year-old black girl who gets raped. Do you think that this 12-year-old black girl should be forced to carry it to term?
No, use a concept when it comes to.
I'm sorry that you don't like the. I'm sorry that you don't like the question.
It's not.
I'm sorry that you don't like the question.
It's not a common
I still need
thing
an
that
answer to
happens.
it.
Which one?
I'm sorry you don't like the question.
Which one's more common?
I'm sorry you don't like the question.
12-year-old
I'm sorry you don't like the question.
A 12-year-old being molested, or someone that is totally that is having an elective abortion.
Well, but I'm just asking because I'm trying to figure out where your exceptions are.
No,
I'm trying to figure out where your exceptions are.
She should still have the baby as long as it's not interfering with her health.
You think a 12-year-old who gets raped should still have the baby?
Yep.
That's fucking crazy. That's super psychotic.
What's psychotic is murdering.
It's like it's traumatizing, and there's also nothing morally wrong with getting an abortion.
I would disagree with that.
Oh wait, no, but you haven't been able to argue it. You had to pivot away from the point. You got clapped so hard.
Okay, that's almost.
Wait, so let's say.
No,
hold on.
This is what you guys want. You guys are a bunch of eugenicists.
Hold on.
You just want the damnation of the black community.
Hold on. Wait, can you give me an example of something that doesn't have sentience that we would give moral value to? Why do we not give? Wait. Why do we not give moral value to The Rock?
Why are we going here? Why are we going?
Answer the question. Don't run.
I'm not running.
Why does The Rock not have moral value?
You ran from me when I said that.
There's no running here. Why does The Rock not have moral value?
Listen, sir.
Not Dwayne The Rock Johnson, mind you, but just a Rock.
You ran from me.
Not a Rock, mind you, but just like a
black communities. Rock. And we're over here talking about freaking metaphors and shit. Like, I'm talking about how
it's not a metaphor. You're just not tracking. What it's called is a reductio ad absurdum.
I'm talking about how disproportionately it happens to black communities, and you're over here talking about rocks and 12-year-olds. That's not what I'm talking about.
It's I just think that abortion is totally fine.
That is not my premise. I'm talking about the eugenics that happens within.
Rock might have more sentience than Antidote. That's so funny.
I'm talking about the eugenics that happens within the United States, and that black people have been brainwashed to have their babies AB'd at a disproportionate rate than other communities within the United States. And you're ever talking about metaphors.
Yeah, that's like really nice yap, but do you actually want to engage with the discussion?
You're not engaging with me. I came up with my own premise.
Wait, so my engagement is very clear.
You're talking about
my engagement. Hold on.
You're talking about stuff I don't care about. When it comes to conservatives, we are pro-life. There is black pro-life. Black pro-life groups. I'm
just gonna start over talking you. It's loud mic time. Okay.
But you're over talking about 12-year-olds.
So the answer that I'm giving you is very simple. It's very simple.
What does it have to do
the
with
answer is that it's not immoral.
Black people.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, and that's why.
If an action is not immoral, then it's fine.
Well, that's the thing about morality. It's all subjective, isn't it not?
No. To some people it is. To some people it isn't.
So there's objective morality?
Some people believe there is, yeah.
That's cute. Well, I would have to disagree with you on that.
So if morality is just all subjective, which is fine, like it's a fine belief to have, then there's literally no point in discussing politics with anybody.
You're exactly right. I think that.
Then why did you come? Wait, you can't say that I'm exactly right, because if there's no point in discussing politics with anybody, then what are you doing here?
Because when it comes to my values and how that, when it comes to the black community and stuff like that, those are my subjective moralities that I value.
Okay. Do you, okay.
All the other shit you're talking about, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so I just want you to imagine, I'll give you like a bit of a scenario. So imagine that you wake up one day and you're attached to a machine to a world famous, hold on. You're attached to a machine to a world famous violinist. They come in and they tell you, listen, you were the only person who was the right kidney match, but it's going to be fine. You just need to, hold on. You just need to stay attached to the violin. Hold on.
The black community,
hold on. Wait, you're pivoting. You're running. Wait, you wanted to talk about abortion so badly until you got blown out on it. You got folded like a chair, scrambled like an omelet. You got reformatted like a hard drive. You got baked like a baked potato. You got cooked like a souffle.
I was talking about the black community. You're over talking about robots.
Yeah, my answer is very simple.
What are you talking about?
Just that. My answer is quite simple, actually. Just that.
Which came first?
Insofar as abortion is permissible, I see every part of this as being permissible.
Which premise came first, mine or yours? Because I remember saying that.
You don't even know what a premise is, dog.
Saying that the disproportionate ABs that happen within the black community are the reasons that I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah, I've already answered this premise.
You're talking about violinists and fucking.
I've already answered this premise.
And you're
just not tracking.
You're over here gaslighting, talking about how you won it. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about, guy?
Wait. I've answered your premise. You're just not tracking. Do you want me to answer it again for the second time?
You said that if morality is objective in your eyes, it shouldn't matter.
You're confused. That's not what I said. So I'll give you the answer to your premise for the second time. Let's put our listening ears on. Let's be a listening Larry as opposed to a not listening Nora.
No, it's all good. You're okay with genocide within the
certainly
black
not
communities.
Certainly not. But what I am okay with is abortion.
Yeah, then what are you talking about? There is systemic genocide within the black community. You're saying I don't care. All I care.
Yeah. So the thing that is the contributor. Do you want me to give the actual answer? The thing that's the contributor, the underlying factor here that leads to an increased level of abortions is poverty.
Okay. And finally, you've given an answer that has nothing to do with 12-year-old girls or fucking.
Yeah, I understand you don't like logic. I'm trying to take as much logic as I can out of it so I can just get it in a way that is digestible to you.
That's cute and all. But the problem is that when we rely on the government and shit like that, when it comes to welfare,
you're pivoting back to this. Oh, you already lost on this point.
No, I did not.
Adorno already folded you on this point.
She tried.
She did. Everyone saw it. It was really bad.
I mean,
even.
you can say you
got folded badly.
You can say you won or lost in your own echo chamber, and that's cute and all, but I would have to disagree.
W rhetoric. Good job. You did a great rhetoric there. Do you want to engage with the discussion?
That you said that it mainly happens to because of financial reasons. Yeah. I would agree with you. And then I would say, what is the Democrats doing to help out with the court issues of two?
Perfect. Wait, let's talk about what the Democrats are doing to help out with the financial situation. Democrats are doing a few things to help out with the financial situation. Specifically, Kamala Harris played a key role in getting the Infrastructure Act and the Bipartisan Inflation Reduction Act passed. The Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill and then the Inflation Reduction Act. Both of these are massive for the economy. They fix our crumbling infrastructure, which allows for more economic development in the future. Donald Trump, on the other hand, promotes poverty. His economy was down minus 2.2% in terms of economic growth. He lost, over the course of his term, he lost 2 million jobs, whereas Kamala Harris, whereas Joe Biden, with Kamala Harris, successfully produced 15 million jobs. And if you want to focus more on economic policy, Trump is proposing a tariff. Unfortunately, Trump doesn't know what a tariff is. What a tariff is that when you import something, it's going to cost more money. All the economic studies on this matter make it very clear that adding a tariff to these products is literally just going to pass the price down to the smaller person, to the consumer. ultimately the consumer is going to be left with this burden. So that's why Kamala Harris is uniquely qualified to lift people out of poverty, and Donald Trump is going to throw lots more people into poverty.
This is a loaded monologue, but let's go over each one, right? So you're talking about how Trump's unemployment was lower underneath, not lower, it was higher.
Higher, yeah.
Which isn't necessarily true. Trump actually had some of the record employment for African Americans.
It was so by the end of his term, I think it was.
He just went on like a freaking
negative
monologue.
6%, or no, it was like a 6% decrease.
Oh my God, bro.
Or no, it was 6%. It was just 6%.
Another thing too is that you're literally skipping over the fact that COVID happened, which was literally the main reason people were unemployed. Mm-hmm. And if you look at Trump's record, it was actually at 1.4% when he left office, and then was it 2022? Under Biden, it was at 9% inflation rate. So like, come on, like Trump handed.
Inflation
Biden
is not the same as unemployment. You skipped from unemployment.
Here, like I was quiet. I let you monologue.
Yeah, but you skipped to inflation. We're talking about unemployment.
No. He monologued and he covered, like, he jumped around like some kid on Adderall.
Well, first of all, I'm on a max dosage of Adderall. Let's fucking go. But second of all, Trump is directly responsible for COVID insofar as he fucked up the COVID response. It's estimated by epidemiologists, people with MDs in this topic, that if he had put lockdowns into place when his team recommended that he did, that they would have been able to avoid 90% of the COVID unalivings. Trump, the failure to properly handle COVID is Trump's fault. He had all of the information and he fucked it up anyway.
I would disagree with you, because there was countries in Europe that did not shut down at all. A Scandinavian country like Sweden or Switzerland, whichever the S ones, they didn't shut down at all, and they were just fine.
Sweden, COVID lockdowns.
And to say that...
so it's because instead of locking down, they relied on different methods. What methods do they rely on? I assume contact tracing, but let's see.
Either way, you couldn't use... There was no way that you were going to shut down the entire economy. It would have been a worse situation than we are now. And
that's not at all.
That Trump was the catalyst for COVID. It's hilarious because Kamala Harris was just on TV just the other day saying that Trump was buddy with China, and he literally circumvented investigations to China's involvement in how the virus even began. Those are words that came out of her mouth. To say that Trump started is crazy. What else did you say?
Wait. So which point do you think that responded to? I think you're a bit confused right now. In fact, I think you're not listening.
You said Trump was the reason that COVID was so bad.
And what was the reasoning I gave for why Trump fucked up the COVID response?
You said that he handled it poorly.
In what way did he handle it poorly?
Hey, he refused to do lockdowns.
That's not what I said. What I said is that if he implemented these 2 weeks sooner than when he attempted to, that experts predict that it would have reduced the number of deaths by 90%.
That's cute. Predict, theorize, things that you can't actually prove.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. What's your degree in?
Cybersecurity management and policy.
Gotcha. Wait, so do you know lots about epidemiology?
Oh, I got it. Just because you have an education makes you all knowing to everything.
How long do people go to school for an MD?
When you use words like
how long do people go to school for an MD?
Like predict and theorize.
How long do people go to school for an MD?
That predict and
how long do people go to school for an MD?
It doesn't matter because there was other.
It does. Wait. Do you even know?
It doesn't matter because there's other countries in the world that did not shut down. There's other countries in the world.
Yeah, they did. They did different things. Wait, would you have preferred to do the things that Sweden did?
What did they do?
Let's figure it out.
Sweden opted for a more relaxed strategy and that focused more on personal responsibility than government enforced restrictions. Sounds very conservative to me. No.
Oh yeah, wait. So
nationwide
were conservatives famous for like masking up and being responsible?
for masking, the mask didn't work. That was proven.
No, the masks do work. Do you want to study?
Only the N95s were, but were they handing out N95s? No, they weren't.
So all of them had some effect. It's just that the N95s had a much larger effect.
Were the mask effective against COVID? And I say this because I'm a veteran, and I didn't get the C vaccine when I was in service, and I did a religious exemption, so I didn't have to get one. And it didn't even have to get passed because they rescinded everything when it came to mandatory vaccines for military personnel. But I never got the C. I never got COVID. Meanwhile, people that were vaccinated, boosted and whatnot, were still getting COVID.
Wait, that's nice, but let's see the source. What's the source that says that they weren't effective? How many are you gonna have to scroll down?
Surgical, no. So cloth masks, which was pretty much what everybody was wearing, can be effective, particularly when made with multiple layers of tightly woven fabric, which is why they were like double mask and triple mask. However, their effectiveness varies based on the material and construction. Masks with at least 2 or 3 layers of tightly woven cotton or fabric with layer offer better protection.
Gotcha. Wait, so the opposite of your point.
And also the layers they're talking about are on the same mask.
On the same, like what?
Yes, like 3 layers of fabric that make up one mask. They don't mean they're wearing 3 masks.
Oh, you're saying that okay, got you. But yeah, anyways, people weren't layering their masks like that. Predominantly, I don't care who you were, people were wearing.
Wait, no, you're not moving on from this claim. You said masks were not effective.
No, they weren't. From my firsthand experience,
Read the thing back. Read what you just read back.
They can be effective.
You said that they're not. Wait, so is it possible that something is both not effective, but also that it can be effective?
Well, if people are still getting COVID left and right, then they're not effective to me.
So would you prefer a world with like 3 million COVID cases or a world with 1 million COVID cases?
I think there's too many people. I think there's too many people in the world. So be
Answer
it.
the question. Wait, so you think people dying is good? You think more people dying from COVID is a good thing?
When it happens naturally, yeah.
Do you think that we should be trying to cure child cancer?
Oh, when it comes to children, we should be saving them.
But it happens naturally.
No, when it comes to children, we should be saving them.
I thought if it happens naturally, then it's all good. You think people should die if it's because of natural things? That's fine.
If you're old and like you're like 70, 80 pushing it, you're just a burden on the economy.
Do you?
Goodness. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trump supporters, the right wing, if you're in retirement age, you're just a burden. COVID can kill you, and right-wingers are fine with it. Right-wingers are fine with it. This guy prefers it if old people die.
And he's pro-life.
Definitely.
Literally. Oh my God.
I don't have a monolith on conservatives either. I'm not the
Monolith incorrectly.
Yeah, that's fine. I think he's been crazy enough. You're welcome to stay up here if you want, but make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, dropping a follow as well. If you never want to miss these debates in the future, if you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Adorna has, I'm sorry, what are your pronouns?
Oh, she, her, thanks.
Okay, yeah. Adorna has her Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in her bio. Please feel free to support it. Also, Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. W Elizabeth in the comment section. Jennifer, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Huge W Jennifer in the comment section. Ethene, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Big W Ethene in the comment section. Appreciate it. That will go to the next guest. Make sure you're following Adorna as well, because she's pretty great, very knowledgeable.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if we can't. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older and that you will be voting for Trump. What's up, Thors? How's it going?
Not too bad, hanging in there like a loose tooth.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, actually, I am. To be honest, I was on the fence for a while, but I'll be completely transparent. You guys were talking about economy. Do you think it's right that we should be spending a majority higher spending on things like NATO and foreign interference when we're talking about our economy? Do you think that is a good thing?
So in terms of the international relations discussion, I'm personally extremely pro-NATO, and Adorna might disagree with me on this, but I think that my personal goal is to avoid war. And one of the best ways to avoid war is by maintaining really strong alliances with like a large group of people. That us supporting NATO, especially us being there for NATO, is like really good for stopping wars. To the best of my knowledge, no NATO country has ever been invaded since joining NATO, because one of the
powerful force. Right.
One of the provisions of NATO, it's called Article 5. It's literally that if any country in NATO has like an act of war, like if you went and attacked like Germany, for example, you're suddenly at war with all of NATO. You're at war with like 20 different countries. For this reason,
it's a force
no one's ever going to.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's a really good alliance. Now, I think our geopolitical goals should be to stop Russia, for example, from getting hegemony like they had in the Cold War. Russia used to be like a superpower, and it's much less of a superpower now, but it used to be like a much bigger superpower. When Russia was a bigger superpower, we were in the Cold War. If Russia becomes a superpower again, we're going to fall right back into these security dilemmas. The security dilemma.
What causes concern is it's almost provoking Russia to make threats, and by us advancing forces. Do you get what I'm saying?
What do you mean by advancing?
More and more.
I don't think we have any soldiers in Ukraine, so I'm not sure what you mean by advancing forces.
That's another thing I wanted to touch on too. When Kamala was saying something about we do not currently have any troops overseas, I believe that is a lie.
Well, we have them overseas. But in terms of like we don't have any troops in like Ukraine.
Right, but I've actually met soldiers, and this may be different or off topic, but they have been contracted to go fight in the war. In other words, they were U.S. troops, but went as mercenaries. So we do have troops that are over there, technically.
Oh, but these people are not there in terms of like an official United States government role. They're there in terms of like a I'm a mercenary. I'm like a private mercenary role.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think it's right what Russia is doing. What I'm saying is, by advancing forces, I think it would provoke more chaos.
Advancing forces in what way?
Like, for instance, they're doing like I saw in the media recently that it is like the biggest. What is it called? Drill. They called it a drill. Fucking hey, dude. I'm sorry, I can't cite that, but in other words, we were like the fastest drill for NATO advancing forces over to Europe, and it was like more of a like dare to keep going, Putin type deal.
Well, okay, to be clear, Putin is never going to attack a NATO country. If we hold strong alliances.
I wish I could believe that, but all the media is promoting hysteria and all this shit that, like a nuclear war is afoot is what it's seeming like.
So do you think Putin is a reliable source of information?
No, I think.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
Putin has been saying this is going to lead to nuclear war if you don't back down. This is going to lead to war. If you keep on going, this is going to lead to war. If you do this thing, that's going to lead to war. Like, I'm going to go to war with you, America, if you do this thing. He's literally, since the very start of the war, Putin has been saying this. It's never happened. He's bluffing.
And what's more likely to lead to war, like World War III, people always talk about, is if he were to take Ukraine and then try to go into Poland, which is part of NATO, that would more likely lead to war.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
so
literally
that's
been
further. I like hearing that because that's taking it a step further.
Yeah, so there's like leaked documents from the Kremlin essentially saying that what their like long-term plan is, they're going to go into after they take Ukraine, they plan on like, I think, what's the word? I can't think. It's like consuming, but in terms of like a state, like annexing Belarus, who's already a puppet state.
Yeah,
and then they
and
would
their
turn their
Soviet-
focus to like a lot of like really smaller states that they are going to keep on expanding. If we want to avoid
pro-Soviet
war,
or whatever.
yeah, exactly. If we want to avoid war, what is going to be absolutely essential is for us to make it clear to Russia that they can't just expand into places, that we will be there for our allies.
So I feel like you did flip me on that. The one part of that I still have a tough time agreeing with is our country putting in a lot more into the pot. You know,
Yeah.
that it's concerning because there's homeless people walking the streets daily. And, you know, if we have the Democratic Party in office right now, I mean, I've seen it increase. I've seen fentanyl users.
Oh, you can't say that word. Don't say that word.
Okay, sorry. Well, they'll probably ban me now, but it's crazy how much it's increased since the Democratic Party's been in office. But so it's tough for me to wrap my head around us spending $260 billion versus the rest of NATO not coming close to that.
Yeah, so there's like there's very clear goals for what's expected of countries. Now, if we understand the goal of NATO is just to deter Russia from expanding eastward, and I think it's pretty good at doing that. Just historically speaking, NATO's, to the best of my knowledge, it's never been attacked. That I don't think Russia would dare attack a NATO country. But in terms, I'm so sorry, I didn't get enough sleep. I completely forgot. So, oh yeah. So I guess I just don't think that these things are mutually exclusive. I think we can do both of these things. I think that we can and should be treating people by providing these healthcare services, and then we can also secure our international interests. The fact that some people are, I remember it. The fact that some people don't contribute their fair share, while like unfortunate, and they actually are contributing more and more ever since the invasion of Ukraine happened. While that is the case, they are getting much like the amount that it's donated I'm sorry, I'm literally all over the place.
You're good.
The amount that people are spending is increasing over time.
Personal attacks at both of you.
Yeah, you're chilling.
And I actually fucking followed you, even though I disagree with a lot of your shit.
I appreciate that.
Oh wait, I didn't make sure I did, but yeah. So here's the other thing, you know. I didn't want to bring this up because it's really like controversial.
Go for it.
About the abortion laws, and I think the issue is we need reform. I don't think it's one way or the other.
In terms of abortion?
Yes. I think it needs a lot of reform. It's not black and white. You know, no situation is the same. Because, and I don't even know if I can talk about this either. Like, I forget how many years ago, but in Arizona, they busted a clinic for doing some dirty shit. And I believe elective abortion kind of drives that.
I'm not really sure what this clinic was doing, but clearly what it was doing was like already illegal. So
Right.
I fully disavow.
And if anything, I think the opposite would be true. I think that banning it would actually force people to have to go to places that are doing shady things. Like
Okay. Because that's like an atrocity, if you know what I'm saying, Adorna. That.
Yeah, the shady ones definitely exist. I wouldn't try to deny that they exist, and definitely that's an atrocity. Sure.
Right, and I think you know what I'm referring to. I don't want to get into that because it's, it's pretty gnarly. But yeah, no. Thank you for having an open discussion with me about those mini topics, because that's what I've been mulling over in my head.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. I've been telling everybody that I'm voting for Jill Stein when they call me over the phone.
That's funny. Wait, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Would you ever vote for someone who endorsed a Nazi for president or for governor? Sorry, not president, for governor.
Never. No.
Okay. Donald Trump endorsed for governor of North Carolina. He endorsed Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson. It recently broke that there's messages on like a message board of Mark Robinson proclaiming himself to be a black Nazi. And these weren't even from that long ago. These were from like.
I've been seeing that too.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that too.
And Trump refuses to take his endorsement back. He's still endorsing this guy who describes himself as a Nazi and literally said that he wants slavery to be reinstated, that he would like to own some slaves.
Yeah, I think that's like absurd. You know what I mean? My wife is African American. I would never, ever be behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how that. So you said Trump has supported him openly.
Trump endorsed him, and he's not taking his endorsement back.
No way. So that's shedding light on things for me. So
yeah.
Well, shit. I feel like I've been educated to a degree. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna, flip so easily. Because I do think a lot of issues in this country stem from economic policies. We see it every day when we're fucking going to the gas station or trying to buy groceries. And I totally believe this is good if it's done in the right light without being biased, when you let people talk. So thank you.
Yeah, but and I'm sorry, I don't mean to like hold you here if you don't want to be here, but in terms of the economic aspects of it, Trump is proposing a universal tariff on everything. That means that when people import stuff from overseas, it's going to be taxed at like 20%. I think he's proposing at the bare minimum,
which would cause a higher demand, is what you're saying, or
I don't know if it does that, but what it does, it causes inflation. This is terrible for inflation.
I hear you on that. Where I would be like a counter, what I've been hearing a lot is lowering interest points. We're already getting screwed on a lot of business transactions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's necessarily horrible, but I do, with what you're saying, it could potentially increase inflation. And I never looked at it that way. What's an interest point? Maybe you could help me with that.
What's an interest? I'm not too sure.
Like raising interest rates.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I feel like it's all relative. So
yeah. So
I'm not a macroeconomic scholar. nothing like that. But
If you're interested in what the macroeconomic scholars have to say, you can look to the Wharton School of Business. They estimate that for the average family, this is going to increase the cost of living by, I think they calculated it out to be $4,000 a year. If you're under Trump's policy, his tariff policy, it's estimated that it's going to cost you $4,000 more a year.
wow.
And we don't get anything from it. There's not a single thing we get from tariffs.
Here's some interesting comment. He's threatening John Deere with 200% tariff that is going to affect our farmers, which I would be against.
Percent, which is like huge.
When he's over here claiming, "Oh, I protect farmers,"
Do you, can I ask what kind of car you drive?
A Toyota Corolla.
A Toyota. So what he wants to add is a 200% tariff on automobiles and automobile parts. So anytime you need to repair your car, so first of all, your car would have been 3 times as much. But second of all, anytime you need to repair your car, for when Trump's in office, it's going to cost, whatever the cost was, it's going to cost way more, because all of the parts, any of the parts that need to be imported are going to be 3 times as expensive.
Right. So here's another question. Do we have to import?
You're kind of far from the microphone.
Sorry. Do we have to necessarily import?
Yeah,
and
because
is that
Toyota's a foreign
something
company.
Right. I get you now. Never mind. But on the other front, like, is it good to be importing? It seems like we're the consumer over here in the U.S. It seems like we've been, placed as the consumer, which no matter what, everyone knows outsourcing will cost more money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. We produce things. We just don't really produce goods. There's parts that produce goods, but the United States has moved more and more towards like a service economy, where the thing that we sell to people is like our skill sets. That we have like we're a highly educated population. That's what we put out into the world. So we import a lot. That's it's just efficient that way. That some economies are going to be better at like they're specialized in different ways. Some economies are specialized to be producers, manufacturers,
interdependent.
Yeah, exactly.
Economy.
Exactly.
Do you think that's, from your honest opinion, a good or bad thing?
I think that's how the economics allocate themselves. So it's certainly economically efficient. If it wasn't economically efficient, it wouldn't be that way.
Okay. What about like a third world country or a tribe that's isolated from the interdependent global economy?
So these like developing nations are still, they usually still contribute some stuff, although to be honest, they're mostly exploited, which is like a really big problem.
From intellectual
but if we have like an uncontacted tribe, then it's like just a completely separate discussion. It's not like these people are going to be contributing to the global economy. Also, you should probably say like developing nation instead of like third world country.
Sorry, but that's what I was getting at. That does not benefit them necessarily, or what they call intellectual property.
Yeah, and I agree that's a really big problem, but it's going to be true under either candidate. That's a systemic issue that the developing nations are going to be exploited to such a degree.
Okay, and then let me ask you this. For instance, fads or consumer-driven industries can cause dysfunction in, you said not to say that, but call it just another country.
Developing countries.
Yeah, developing
country,
nation.
Thank you. Do you think that benefits developing countries by us being the main consumer? For instance, kale is a great example because it is very harsh on the land. and it can cause land in developing countries to become infertile. Or what I'm saying is the global economy can affect these other developing countries negatively, environmentally.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. What you're describing is called imperialism, and it's something that arises in our system very often, that because we have accumulated so much power with our wealth, that we now set the terms and we set them very unfairly. That's true. But that's a really big problem, but it's a really big problem that's going to be true under Harris, and it's going to be true under Trump.
Okay. Thank you. Because, I'd like to bring attention to that because it's truly sad, you know?
Yeah, it's concerning.
But yeah, I think that's about it, man. I appreciate insight always. I think that's the only way to get smarter. Having an open mind is the only way to understand what you don't understand.
Definitely.
And you definitely, clearly, concise. I was about to say a word that wasn't real, but clearly, conveyed that to me. So,
hey, thanks. You should definitely consider voting for Kamala in this upcoming election. But thanks so much for having an open mind, and big W guest in the comments section. You were really great to talk to. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Gosh, I love it when they listen and actually genuinely engage. If you're enjoying the debates, make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Try to fill that bar up an entire time as we go to the next guest. Make sure you're dropping a follow to me if you never want to miss the debates in the future, and definitely to Adorna because she's great and very knowledgeable. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly-Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. If you're in that guest request box, I'm currently. Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going, Big?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 24.
And are you going to be voting for Trump?
I plan on doing it. I mean, you've been making some really good talking points since I've been in here, honestly. And
I appreciate that.
I don't know how I feel about being on the side of that guy that came before the last guest. I mean,
definitely, yeah.
I'm a big fan of what you do, man. Honestly, I've listened to a few of your debates before, and you seem like a really smart guy. But I don't know. I don't like after what that last guy did. I don't even know what I was just gonna come on here and be like, I really like the Trump's tax credit for children, but I mean that was gonna be what I was gonna say, but man, he was going all over the place with it.
Yeah, really. No, that guy was not doing well.
But I mean that's honestly like one of the big things that I was like gonna be voting for was the $5,000 child tax credit that I heard about.
Okay.
And I kind of like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. So there's a couple problems with this, or at least in my mind, basing your vote off of this. Insofar as Kamala is planning on giving tax credits for like buying your first home, that you're probably going to notice. Wait, is she? God, I'm not as well read up as I'm supposed to be, but does she have a tax credit for children too?
Yeah, no, either way, whoever wins, it's going to go up either way. I think hers is I want to say like 6,000 for like when your child's first born, and then it's like 3,600 for like every year after, I believe. Exactly. I could be wrong on that number.
Yep, 6,000 until they hit 1 year old, and then 3,600 every year after.
Yeah, I mean it's for the child tax credit. It's honestly going to be a win either way.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's kind of like what I mean. I want more, that's who doesn't want more?
Yeah. And if you take into, you're 24, we're pretty similar age. At some point I'd like to own a home, as I'm sure you would as well.
Most definitely.
Yeah. I think that even if it's like less money on the tax credit, if we look to the effect that it's going to have on families, especially like new families, the effect that it seems like it's going to have, and in the long term, it's going to be more beneficial to have a Kamala presidency, just because of the like home buyer tax credit that we're going to get, like the money difference is going to be made up just by the home tax credit?
Again, I'm not even going to claim to be smarter. Like, I didn't even really know what I'm talking about when I'm about to say this. But would it? I don't like. I thought like I heard my friend Payne talking about that too, and it seems like we could run into issues like with that going on too, because there's already such a high homes are really expensive right now, and if more people had access to getting homes, like again, I could be wrong. Would it make the homes more expensive? Is what my first thought was.
For the tax credits?
Yeah, like if everybody could suddenly like buy a home, because many people don't even try because they know they aren't going to be able to afford to. If so many people were able to go and try to get homes, wouldn't it raise the prices because there would be even less available?
So we actually have tons of houses that are available right now. Like we currently, for example, we have way more open houses than we do have like unhoused people. We have like truly like the supply of houses. It depends what area you're in, of course, but the supply of houses is like quite large. So it could have this effect, but it's not going to be to the same level or degree as like the tax credit will be beneficial.
So I think that usually what happens that causes housing prices to go up is that there's more demand but not enough housing. And so her plan also focuses on pushing for construction of 3 million new housing units over the 4-year term. So I think that balances it off.
Honestly, I could see myself voting for her because I mean I did vote for Joe Biden in the beginning. I wasn't super impressed with I'm gonna say it wasn't terrible. Like everything all around wasn't bad. I like that he made teachers and stuff make more money. I honestly don't really know much else of like what happened. Like that's like the main impact that I saw was getting state workers more money. But that, like if he was running again, I'd probably vote for Trump just to like get something new. But honestly, I do like some of the things Kamala's doing. It does sound nice. It really does. And without getting into the TikTok's TOS or whatever the saying stuff I'm not supposed to say, I do think that Trump did a lot of things he ought not to have done.
Yeah.
So objectively, I feel I'm not voting for Trump like in my head thinking, oh, this is a great choice. So I feel like I could be swayed. And
yeah, I guess so. Here's how I frame all of this stuff. I think January 6th, that the question I always ask myself, even if what Trump is saying is true, and I don't really think it is, or like if Trump's policies would be better, and I don't think they would be, but even if they would, the question that I ask myself, would I rather live in a country with a slightly worse economy but an intact democracy, or an authoritarian dictatorship with like a slightly better economy? And to me, this is like a really easy choice. I mean, Donald Trump attempted to coup the United States government on January 6th. I have no reason to think that he's going to try to give up power, that he has any intention of giving up power. And in fact, he said he wants to suspend the Constitution.
yeah, didn't he say, again, I'm going to misquote this, but didn't he say something? He's like, you'll never have to vote again or something like that to that effect.
Yeah, he did.
I don't, but then I'll say stuff that really, like, as a working class citizen, I don't know what you do for work, but I'm assuming that it rings for most people. He said something about cutting overtime rates or taxes on overtime. Dude, that sounds so good to me. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, but it's a question of like whether or not he's actually gonna have like the political capital to do that, and he might, and that sounds good. But would you rather live in like an authoritarian dictatorship where the economy is like slightly better, or like a democracy where the economy is slightly worse? Also, I think it's probably not gonna, given like the tariff-based inflation, you're probably still gonna just notice the effects of the tariffs.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. That does sound pretty bad. Honestly, as someone who's obviously a father, I really just want what's best for America. So that would probably be a good democracy, a strong economy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want.
Do you take climate
ultimately.
change seriously?
Oh, most certainly not. I know that I'll be like, yeah, I'm voting for Trump, and it seems like I'm gonna like be one of these like idiots. But yeah, I 100% do.
Yeah, no, that's good. To me, climate change is the biggest existential threat that faces humanity, and Kamala has some like really serious accomplishments when it comes to climate change. In the infrastructure bill, they made the Kamala spearheaded making the biggest investment into green energy. And in fact, her substantive contribution to the bipartisan infrastructure bill was advocating for electric buses to reduce our carbon footprint. She was the tie-breaking vote as well for the Inflation Reduction Act, which sets the goal of reducing our carbon emissions by 40% by 2030. If you have a child, think about your kid's future. Do you want them to live in a world where climate change is running rampant, or do you want them to live in a world where climate change has some effects because we didn't get to it quick enough, but it's largely mitigated? Which world would you prefer?
I would like to live in the world with a better, like we're actually doing something about climate change.
Absolutely.
I do
Me
want to
too.
ask I want to ask your opinion on something because I heard him kind of mention something about it, like, but again, could be ignorant, but I'm just gonna say it.
No, go for it.
Electric vehicles. I don't see those as. So I always like to look at technology, like the stuff we have right now, like electric vehicles. They're as bad as they're ever going to be. It's only going to get better. But what we have right now, I don't see it as viable for the future, just because of the amount of lithium and stuff that we need to be able to like produce them. Like I see it as being a problem later on. That's going to be, it isn't going to be the end all be all that we want it to be.
I agree. I agree. And this is another thing, is that like the environmental impact of producing an electric vehicle, if like buying a new electric vehicle is actually probably not very good. What is good for the environment is if you buy like a used electric vehicle. That's really good. If you trade your gas car for a used electric vehicle, that's really good. And, like you're saying, the technology is certainly going to get better. It's certainly going to get more green over time. And it really does seem, from Kamala's voting record, that she takes climate change to be a very serious issue, whereas Donald Trump thinks it's a hoax perpetuated by the Chinese.
Yeah, I definitely think that Donald Trump is not looking at it like I don't think that he genuinely believes in climate change. A lot, from my experience, a lot of older generation don't. They don't take it seriously at all. And
yeah, that's like really sad.
Most of my Republican knowledge of everything, like Democrats and everything that I do know, comes from my grandfather, and he'll spit up and down that he doesn't like. He thinks climate change is real, but and again, what he says about it is kind of true, where he thinks that most of it is coming from like airplanes and like a lot of the way that we get the economy going, like airplanes and ships and shit like that, where it is something we do every day, and it does produce a lot more than like a car will.
No, that's true.
I don't really. I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to do anything about it, honestly. But
we will. We've reduced we're transitioning to a much more sustainable like sources of energy. That one of the things that was set in the Inflation Reduction Act was literally to reduce our emissions by 40% by 2030. That it's not just like but there's literal like plans and how we're going to do this and how we're going to invest more in green energy. There's money allocated for this. Climate change, it's a question of how bad we want it to be. We're already feeling the effects of it. Now we can either send it into free fall and produce just unimaginable amounts of CO2, or we can take the reasonable steps that Harris is taking. I think which world is going to be the better world.
I mean, I already voted Democrat one time. I don't think I'd be entirely against it again.
Yeah,
I do have some like things that I like that kind of worry me, but that's not like it's not exactly a big hang up, because again, it's not stuff that I'm like super knowledgeable about. It's just stuff that I've heard, and most of the stuff that I've heard is coming out of the mouth of a Republican, so it's going to be leaning towards that side. Mm-hmm. But I've heard a lot about it. I hear from my grandfather a lot. He's talking about the some kind of like a bill or something where she's going to make it where he said something about food's going to get more expensive, and I'm like, I don't really understand the premise of that? Is that something that she actually is doing, or is that just misinformation?
So if I was trying to give like the strongest argument I can, the argument that's being made is probably just that her policies are going to cause inflation, which is going to cause food to be more expensive. Problem is that Kamala Harris has done a great job of handling inflation, so much so that inflation is actually at like much more reasonable, steady amounts. We recovered quicker than any other G7 country. We handle inflation really well, or we handled it really well. It was a global, worldwide phenomena, and we did like a pretty good job of handling it. So that's a reason to think that that's not going to happen, but that is going to happen under Trump, because all of your foods that get imported are going to be like 20% more expensive.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You're smart as hell, dude.
Hey, that's really kind of you. I appreciate that.
Also, just to also include that she's also working on banning price gouging. So that would also, I think, affect the prices in the opposite direction, not going up but going down, or at least.
Man, I'm probably, I don't know. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it because like there's only like literally the only reasons I was like, I might vote for Trump. It's like either way, it's going to be good for me. And honestly, owning a house is like. Trump ain't said nothing about owning a house. The only other things he talked about is getting rid of taxes on tips and taxes on overtime. But I don't know, if I had a house, I'd be pretty chilling, honestly.
Right? Don't you want to raise your family in a house?
That'd be lovely. That's like, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's like my American dream, is just to own something, not have to pay rent.
Yeah,
Man,
I think that the candidate who's going to better suit your interests is Kamala Harris.
honestly, yeah, I might do it, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Dude, I sound really stupid right now. I was playing a damn drinking. I was playing a drinking game with that last guest that was just like being racist and stuff. Every time he pivoted, I was like taking a drink, and I'm feeling it. I ain't gonna lie.
You gotta be rushed to the hospital or something.
Probably get my stomach pumped after that guy, but I'll honestly, man, it's been
You don't
really
sound
good
dumb at
talking to you.
all. No, you've engaged extremely intelligently with all of the points. I don't think you sound stupid. I don't think a single person thinks you sound stupid right now.
Oh, I really do appreciate that, honestly, man. Because, like I said before, I'm a big fan of like I like coming onto your streams. I find you very engaging and very entertaining. The ones that I really like that you were talking about, like religion. I'm a Christian, and honestly, I don't hate some of the stuff you say because it's really reasonable. Like you brought up a point where I literally had me thinking. I was like, damn. How did kangaroos get to Australia? You know, like
yeah, it's a good one.
The way your mind works, man. I'm a big fan of you, but I'm gonna hop on and let somebody else hop on so we can we can get somebody else up here so maybe it'll like keep going. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, Ian, and Adorna too. Adorna, you cooked that man alive earlier. You really got him, but y'all have a good one. I'm probably gonna stay on and listen, but thank you for having me on.
Have a good day. Bye. Big W guest in the comment section. Thank you so much. This was like genuinely such a pleasant conversation. It was truly like very lovely speaking to you. Huge W guest. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older and that you are voting for Trump. Make sure you're dropping a follow to me and Adorna if you never want to miss a single debate in the future. And with that, we can go to the very next guest. I currently have no one in the guest request box after this. So, hey, what's up? How's it going, Emilio?
Hey, should I refer to you as Eon or?
Ian.
Oh, Ian. Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Are you voting for Trump?
I'm on the fence, leaning yes. Okay. And I would be more than happy for you to convince me not to.
Okay. Yeah. What is making you lean towards Trump?
Besides the fact that I have strong influence from my dad, who is a very hardline Republican, my own two issues are just two, like it boils down really to just two main things. One is the border security, and the other is cutting taxes on cutting taxes on people who like would include affecting my parents. And possibly me, but I'm not sure about me.
Okay. So a couple of things. Let's start with the border security. If what you value is border security, Kamala Harris has done like genuinely a really great job. What she was assigned to do was take over and solve the leading, like the root causes that caused immigrants from I think it's Guatemala, El Salvador,
And Honduras.
and Honduras. Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. The way that she reduced the amount of immigration from this country was by investing, like going to private investors and getting them to invest in these countries. It led to a very large drop in the amount of immigration that was coming out of these countries. Additionally, if what you value is border security, then you should care about someone who actually wants to solve the issue. Trump killed the border bill famously. It's no secret.
You're talking about the bipartisan border security bill?
Yeah, the bipartisan border security bill. Trump, it was going to pass. It was going to solve the problem. It was huge. It was endorsed by like everybody who actually deals with this.
Yeah. Was it
like
vetoed by
wanted
him?
this bill to pass.
Was it vetoed by him?
What he did is he called up because he wanted there to be problems at the border for his campaigning season. He didn't want the problem to be solved. He wanted to run on the problem.
Right.
So what he did, he called up a bunch of Republicans and told them basically to kill the bill, that the bill could not pass. And then just like that, he got the bill killed. So if what you value is border security, then what you should be prioritizing is people who actually want to solve the issue rather than maintaining the issue so that they can keep on running on the issue.
The thing with the border security bill, and correct me if I'm wrong about this because I haven't read it entirely, is the bipartisan border security bill, to specify, is I have heard from sources that it had included foreign aid. Is that true?
Yes, but here's the crazy part of it.
Okay.
The foreign aid got passed. The only thing that got removed from the bill was the part that fixed the border. Like, it's literally all the foreign aid still went through. It's just that like the stuff about the border got removed.
How is that even possible?
Because so Trump called up the Republicans and forced them. He said that he would have them primaried so that they'd like lose their election to a different Republican who would fall in line unless they removed these provisions from the bill.
And even more diabolical, like more specifically, the excuse was because the foreign aid was in there. So they broke it out separately and did foreign aid packages and then did the border control package. The foreign aid package got passed separately on its own. And then they still, voted down the border bill. So that clearly tells you that it wasn't because of the foreign aid, because they actually passed that.
So, why? Okay, if that's the case, like you're saying, there are two separate bills, and the bipartisan border security bill contained the foreign aid. Well, there was another bill which also was just foreign aid. That's it.
No, so initially it was it was just one bill, and it had foreign aid and the border control, and they decided to break it out separately. So now you had one for foreign aid, one for border control, and they passed the one for foreign aid and still voted down the standalone border control.
Well, okay, that's not HR2, was it? Secure the Border Act of 2023?
It was.
It was?
Wait, are you, the Secure the Border bill? Mm-hmm.
Secure the Border Act, 2023, 118th Congress.
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
That's the one that split from the original one, bipartisan border security bill?
Yep.
So what was the reasoning for that one not? Because, okay, the thing is, I was on another debate live with a guy who on the opposite side of the spectrum, political spectrum, and his argument was that this bill is on, his words, this bill is on Chuck Schumer's desk. Chuck Schumer hasn't done anything about it to introduce it to the Senate.
For this one?
For HR2.
HR2, Secure the Border Act? Or
Secure the Border Act of 2023. Yeah.
Okay. The most recent thing that's happened to it,
So let's see. Motion to reconsider, laid on the table to agreed.
I see folks in the comments saying that HR2 is different. Or, sorry, at least one.
Someone said HR2 was a different bill. Let me look. HR2 is different, I think, right? So let me look.
Okay, yeah. No problem.
Okay, wait.
I have a link if you need it. I don't know if you're going
To
be able
the to the bill itself.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have the bill pulled up. Okay, wait. So
Okay.
nearly every GOP senator, along with 6 Democrats, voted to filibuster a bipartisan bill designed to crack down on migration and reduce border crossings. Failed to advance border security bill. Boop boop boop. Vote. Yep. Okay. Yep. Wait. So. Secure the Border Act 2020. Okay. Okay.
It also uses, just the first line of the bill says, including by imposing limits on asylum eligibility and requiring employers to use an electronic system to verify sorry, never mind. I thought that included something about ID for voting. Never mind. Scrap that, just disregard.
No, you're chilling.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is the plus to me. There's this line that says the section also requires California. I think CBP stands for California Border Patrol, right?
CBP?
Yeah, CBP. Is that California
Customs and Border Protection? Maybe?
Okay, yeah, that would be what it is. To maintain an active duty presence of at least 22,000 full-time equivalent Border Patrol agents by September 30th, 2025.
Yeah. I mean, this bill didn't get passed, so I assume that it. Okay, yeah. Wait. So congressional Republicans are threatening to shut down the government if Democrats don't pass House Resolution or HR2, a sweeping bill that would drastically restrict the asylum process while establishing. Oh yeah. Wait, and then they worked on it and then they killed it.
Who killed it?
Trump, the Republicans.
The Republicans killed this bill?
Yeah. Trump called them and killed the bill.
HR2?
Yeah.
Why? This is exactly what he wanted, no?
It is, yes. That's why it's like so diabolical, is because Trump killed it because he didn't want the problem to get solved. He wanted to be able in his campaign season to point to the border and say, look, problem
that I didn't solve.
Yeah, exactly. Problem that he stopped from being solved. Yeah. It's insane. It is insane.
Can you provide like a article title so I can look up how he killed this bill? I
Absolutely,
really want to learn more about that.
Okay, wait. So
somebody added me. He verbally said he told them to kill it. Trump was sorry. Can I say KILL on here?
yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Trump was proud. Okay.
Okay, wait. Let's.
Also, did he kill that because it would have been like a success for Biden?
Yeah.
Also, one more thing I'm confused about for this thing is that why is it 2023 if he finished serving in 2021, right?
If he what?
Didn't he? Trump's term in 2021.
Yeah,
right?
because he still has like all this political influence. But I found this is like a Fox News thing. If you want to listen to it, it's only like a minute and a half.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure.
You're a real gentleman about this, and I know you're not trying to zing your colleagues, but it's your colleagues in your party, sir, who torpedoed this, who didn't get the facts right on what you just outlined was in that measure. They killed it. Ironically, not Democrats.
Right. It was, and it was painful to be able to watch it. It got stirred up in all the presidential politics, and several of my colleagues started looking for ways. After President Trump said, don't fix anything during the presidential election, it's the single biggest issue during the election, don't resolve this, we'll resolve it next year. Quite a few of my colleagues backed up, looked for a reason to be able to shoot against it, and then walked away. I get that. That's a decision everybody makes in it. My issue is if we're pursuing everything, we very often end up with nothing. If we're pursuing someone coming later to fix it, later seems to never come. When we have a moment to fix things, we should fix as many things as we can then come back later and fix the rest.
That's on Donald Trump, Senator.
That, again, he's got an office that he's running for. He's got a campaign that he's running. I'm already in office. I've got a responsibility to be able to carry on this. I think everybody cares about the future of the country. President Trump has a bigger picture of a lot of other issues he's looking for. If we have a President Biden again, this never gets any better. And I think President Trump sees this as a moment that if this gets fixed, then maybe a few people don't vote, and then we have a whole host of other issues in the future. Again, he's got a task he's taken on, respectful. I've also got a task I've got to do. I've got to actually get this fixed.
Got it. Senator, very good seeing you again. Thank you.
Did you hear that? Do you need that again, or?
No, I got it. I thought that was Mitch at first, but he said Senator. Who is that?
This is Senator James Lankford.
Okay. Is he a Republican?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. What state is he from? Just out of curiosity.
He's from Oklahoma.
Okay. Huh. I wonder if he would be like labeled as a rhino just for the simple fact that he said, yeah, it is frustrating that they killed it.
No, because he's defending Trump's choice. He was like, yeah, well, that's just what it takes to get elected, I guess, which is crazy.
Yeah. He's saying like it's a necessary evil, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's saying that it's like necessary for Trump to get elected. Like he's expressing like remorse about it. Obviously, he's like, well, we should solve the problems, which is true. We should solve the problems, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're interested in like watching that again, if you're not in my Discord server, you could join and I could send you the tweet that this interview is from.
Absolutely. Where can I find a link to that?
Yeah, it's in my bio. It's discord.gg/allegedlyian. I'd be happy to drop it to you.
Okay, I can do that after like once I finish like discussing things with you.
Yeah, definitely. No, okay. that would be perfect. Yeah. Is there any other issues?
Plenty. Yeah. For just on border security alone. So I have Agenda 47 pulled up on my laptop, so I can read from it. And one of the things that he says he promises to do is to designate the Mexican cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. So if you have any argument for why that would be like a bad thing, I would be open to hear that.
Oh,
also, yeah. Sorry. If I add one more thing onto that. He also wants to create a Navy blockade to block, submersibles and boats coming across the maritime borders to bring in the F drug.
Yeah. So the problem with this one is that he just can't. There's been pushes to do this like a number of times. Every single time that there's been pushes to do this, it's failed. Trump literally tried to do this in 2019. It failed. It needs to pass the Senate. It's not going to. And there's kind of good reason for that, right? Like when we think of like foreign T organizations, it's not, these things are just not, cartels are not what's being described here. They're bad, certainly, and we need to do something about them, certainly. But it substantially harms like tensions with Mexico. If we're taking like unilateral action against these groups, like we should be working with Mexico to combat these groups, not taking this like unilateral action. Additionally, so if they get labeled as foreign T groups, they probably are going to be much more likely to start acting like it a bit more. That suddenly there's no reason why they don't do T attacks against like America.
I think I'm not sure of this, but I think it said on this Agenda 47 thing that he only planned on operating within the United States. Was that something that he'd still not be able to do?
In terms of the foreign T groups?
Yeah, in terms of, I think it said something like eradicating them from the borders of the United States, something like that.
Declares war on cartels.
It was something like that.
Okay, wait, what does this include?
Demolish the foreign drug cartels. Crush gang violence. Okay, anyways, yeah.
Deploy all So wants to deploy the military to stop trafficking. Robert, thank you so much for the $2 Cash App. Appreciate that. Big W, Robert. Order the Department of Defense to make appropriate use of special forces. So he wants to use special forces against the cartels.
Here. If you just, I don't know if you have a Mac, but I Command F to search for like a specific word.
Yeah.
If you search for just cartel, the third and final match, it's on page 8, and it's under Chapter 2 and Section 2, Enforce Immigration Laws. Just let me know when you find it.
Oh no, I'm on the. I see it. I'm on the website.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
no, I see this.
There, we will invoke the Alien Enemies Act to revoke all known or suspected gang members, drug dealers, or cartel members from the United States, ending the scourge of blah, 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 blah.
Wait, it's called the Alien what Act?
Alien Enemies Act.
Enemies Act.
I haven't heard of that.
Under this law, the president could authorize the arrest, relocation, or deportation of any male at the age of 18 who hailed from a foreign enemy. Oh, this is, you couldn't do this because Mexico isn't an enemy country. The only way, so it says who hailed from a foreign enemy country.
Oh, like an adversary?
Yeah, we do not want to be labeling Mexico as an adversary.
Okay. Well, that wouldn't explicitly be doing that, right?
So it says, under this law, the president could authorize the arrest, relocation, or deportation of any male over the age of 14 who hailed from a foreign enemy country. I just think that if one of the necessary conditions for this is labeling that it's an enemy country, then it seems like we would need to label Mexico as an enemy country.
Okay, I see. Okay, that's fair enough.
I don't know. That just seems like diplomatically like really messy.
Additionally, I think that this just furthers xenophobia in a country which we've seen. I mean, he is continuously heightening. What this does is, because what ends up happening is that people just look at someone and then determine that they don't belong, when there are plenty of people that are born in the United States, right, whose parents are born in the United States, that may have an accent, that may stereotypically look how we would consider to be someone from Mexico, and then people end up being hateful, etc. I think it just increases xenophobia.
Yeah,
I agree with this. Yeah,
it said something about. Did you say it said something about whoever is deemed?
So, by the wording of the law, so the deportation of any male over the age of 14 who hailed from a foreign enemy country. So if Mexico is a foreign enemy country, this just means that you're deporting all the Mexican people.
That's true. That's probably intentionally loose wording.
Yeah. Well, it was written in the 1700s. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some things that I also just would want to get your opinion on. Cool. Okay. Because these are things that I'm pretty sure that I don't agree with anyways, but I just want to see how you would deconstruct them. On the same page, just below that, it says strict vetting. Republicans will use existing federal law to keep foreign Christian-hating communists, Marxists, and socialists out of America. Those who will join our country must love. This is like reading like something out of, Mustache Man's book.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think he knows what these words mean. Okay, wait. So,
this is extreme language right here.
What section is it? What does it say?
It's page 8, section 4 of chapter 2.
Agenda 47.
And below that, it also says stop sanctuary cities, which I think that's more of a subjective thing because people are very split upon that.
Yeah. Also, that's a states' rights thing. States choose to do that themselves.
Oh, so that'd be a violation of the 10th Amendment if he...
I don't know if it'd be a violation of an amendment, but don't you think that these cities should be free to make these decisions? Like, if the people of these cities want to be a sanctuary city, I really don't see what the problem is. That seems like a choice for them to make.
What happened to states' rights?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. 10th Amendment is states' rights.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to make the lawyerly claims, but it very well could be a violation. But
Are you wait? So you're trying to avoid what do they call it?
I'm just trying to avoid speaking. I don't know enough about the amendments or the law to make claims like that, but it could. I don't know. Maybe it could be.
Okay. What was I going to say? Okay, yeah. Did you find the strict vetting part?
Is this the protecting students from the radical left and Marxist maniacs infecting educational institutions?
That's something I want to cover eventually, but yeah, it's something different than that. It's on the same page that mentions the cartel thing we were talking about.
Where are you finding the PDF? I just can't find this anywhere.
Oh, I can. Do you need a link or you can?
Please,
Well, actually,
yeah.
you can. If you just go to his website, his campaign website,
Yeah.
and then you go to platforms.
Yep.
Hold on, Trump website.
I found it. Wait,
Here it says here.
Is it the 16-page one?
I think it's 16 pages. You just click on the platform thing, and then right there it says, read the official 2024 Republican Party platform here, and it's a hyperlink to the PDF.
Yeah, I see. Wait, what page are we on?
Page 8 and issue 4. Actually, might as well get all three of these, 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5. So, President Trump and Republicans will reverse the Democrats' destructive open borders policy that allow gangs and illegal aliens from around the world to roam the United States. Consequences, the Republican Party is committed to sending illegal aliens back home and removing those who have violated our laws. It's already against the law to be here as an undocumented immigrant, so I'm just not really sure what this means. Also, if he is so passionate about it, why did he kill the border bill?
Right.
Yeah. He very clearly wants this to remain a problem so that he can come in and solve it. He doesn't actually care about the people that it affects or any of that, because
he's doing that thing that like business people do, where it's like a typical business person move. You invent a problem and then you solve it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Exactly. Strict vetting.
Strict vetting. Yeah.
Republicans will use existing federal law to keep Christian-hating communists, Marxists, and socialists out of America. Those who join the country must love our country. We will use extreme vetting to ensure that jihadists and jihadist sympathizers are not admitted. I don't know what this means. This is like this could include.
I feel like it's like keeping anybody who can dissent or who wants to dissent out of the country, basically.
Yeah, I'm truly, I have no idea. Wait, what are you saying, Adorna?
I was saying it's not illegal to not like Christianity.
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like, literally our First Amendment.
Of all religions specifically.
Yeah, this is like extremely. It is your First Amendment right to not like Christianity. It's your First Amendment right to be anti-Christian, even.
And then the fifth one.
Stop sanctuary cities. Republicans will cut federal funding to sanctuaries.
Right.
What?
I think you already addressed it. You just said.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's the state's right. The state should have the right to do that if they want.
Okay. What was the other thing I was mentioning? The tax stuff. Should we move on to that?
Yeah.
Okay. On the next page, I think he's talking all about that stuff. Number 2, you see make Trump tax cuts permanent and no tax on tips?
Yep.
Okay.
Republicans will make permanent and the provisions of the Trump Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that doubled the standard deduction, expanded the child tax credit.
Yes. Yeah. All that.
Okay. Wait. So I'm sorry. Wait. It's in one ear out the other. Okay. Wait. So and no tax on tips. Republicans will make permanent the provisions of the Trump Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that doubled the standard deduction, expanded the child tax credit, and spurred economic growth for all Americans. We will eliminate taxes on tips for millions of restaurants and hospitality workers, and pursue additional tax cuts.
So, do you have an argument against taxes on ending taxes on tips? Because Harris has also subsequently endorsed the same policy.
Ending? No, not really. I mean, if Harris is endorsing it, then it seems like they're just they're on equal footing on this.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I hope everybody listened to that, because that's like a actual piece of common ground that's incredibly rare.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I think that if they're, it is cool. I think that that's like a good idea. These people are like criminally underpaid.
Somebody's saying it could make bribes legal. What are you talking about?
Bribes legal? I don't understand.
It could make bribes. This guy's C-Bar, he said it can make bribes.
Yeah.
Legal. I have no idea what he means by that, but
No, typically C-Bar is very on it, and I'm sure C-Bar is on it here as well. But it's just in a way, tipping politicians. That would be insane.
Talking about restaurant workers though.
I thought so. Yeah. Could it apply to politicians? I don't know.
Another person saying,
oh, because the Supreme Court can take, that's great. Wait, that shouldn't be allowed. The Supreme Court shouldn't be allowed to take tips. That's crazy.
Like Clarence Williams taking
Clarence Thomas, yeah.
Sorry, Clarence Thomas, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy is crazy.
All right. We just have to, okay. But it says right here, we will eliminate taxes on tips for millions of restaurant and hospitality workers. Like, that's explicitly in the language of his agenda.
Yeah. So maybe I'm confused about this. I need to look deeper into it. But I think if both of them are proposing the tax policy, then I mean, either it's good for both of them, or it's bad and it's bad for both of them. Either way, it seems like it would just be equal.
Okay. Also on the issue, this is kind of straying away.
Move on. So sorry. I was just reading something, and it did say this is an argument for why it would be worse to do that. And it says that the proposal would make more employees and businesses interested in moving from full wages to a tip-based payment approach, and that would mean more service industries adopting the restaurant industry approach of a list price up front and an expected voluntary tip at the end of the transaction. So if more industries move towards that, then you're going to find places that are giving lower pay and expecting you to work for your own tips.
Okay. That is understandable, that it would encourage people to just perpetuate the tipping culture thing more. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else, any other issues that you're passionate about?
Well, just one other thing. This is not so much as something that I'm considering voting for him for, but it's about the issue of the energy thing, where he wants to make the United States the highest. What does he want to do? It's like he wants to make the United States the highest oil producer. And I know currently that the Biden-Harris administration is outperforming the Trump administration, but the Trump administration also outperformed the Obama-Biden administration in terms of output of oil barrels. So I guess it just depends on what data you want to refer to and trust.
Yeah, as of 2023, the United States is the world's largest producer of oil.
Like energy well, another thing, this is something my dad always tells me, is like Trump wants us to have energy independence again, like not depend on other countries for natural gas.
I guess that's just not very reasonable economically speaking. That economies tend to be differentiated. That the reason why we rely on other countries for energy is because there's an economic incentive to do so. If it wasn't economically beneficial in some way, we wouldn't do it.
Okay, yeah. Somebody said his son-in-law sold 19 refineries to Saudis. I don't know anything about that. Okay. Excuse me. There was one other thing. Shoot. Here, this is something I just spotted that is kind of weird. I don't even know what this would entail, but accessible higher education. To reduce the cost of higher education, Republicans will support the creation of additional, drastically more affordable alternatives to a traditional four-year college degree. I don't know if he's talking about like vocational training or what.
Yeah, it sounds like trade school.
Oh, okay.
That's what all the Republicans have been big on recently, is like, well, go to trade school. Tradies get the ladies.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. College degrees are still like college degrees are just like a great investment, like statistically speaking.
Okay. You would absolutely disagree with, the Kirk position, college is a scam, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so statistically speaking, getting a college degree, no matter what your degree is in, on average, relays to you, I think, a $17,000 boost to your salary. Even the people who get degrees in things like gender studies are still out earning like plumbers and electricians.
In what careers are they going into in which they're outperforming those people in terms of salary?
Just like their average salary. It's
okay. Just
well
no matter what they're doing, like their average salary is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people with a bachelor's degree tend to make about have a 66% difference in salary than people who don't have one. In addition to that, you're more likely to have health insurance if you have a degree as well.
Okay. 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 I think I found what I wanted to bring up. His intention on like returning production of several different industries, like the defense industry, auto industry. I'm not sure if it also applies to like microchips, which are, of course, microprocessors, which are very important right now.
Yeah.
But returning the production of those to the United States, or protecting our interests from being copied and not counterfeited, but
yeah, just like stolen, that our intellectual property gets stolen. So luckily there was a president recently who passed legislation on this exact issue related to microchips. His name is Joseph Robin Biden. The Chips and Science Act creates massive investments and incentives for investments in relation to microchip development, both for like Department of Defense related reasons, but also just to like boost or like bolster the industry within America itself.
Has he done anything for the auto industry, the defense industry, moving those back to the United States?
Yeah, well, we're the biggest defense like part producer, biggest like producer of planes and tanks and all the other stuff. We like America is the place where all of this stuff is produced.
Hold on.
It's Robinette. Joseph Robinette Biden. There's no way that's true.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that. Yeah.
It is Robinette, and he's a junior. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh. Where is this? I think this is. I wouldn't understand why this wouldn't be a good thing. Freedom to pray. Republicans will champion the First Amendment right to pray and read the Bible in school and stand up to those who violate the religious freedoms of American students. I think that's not saying have all the kids pray. That's just, the ones who are Christian and want to subscribe to that.
To the way I'd interpret that, because if you want to sit and read your Bible and like pray to yourself, you can already do that. Nothing's stopping you. I think you actually can. Oh no, you can't. Wait, because I think it was a private school. Never mind. What you can't do is like get a bunch of kids in this public school and start reading the Bible to them, or like getting them to pray.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can't do. So if they want to change that, then what they're doing is saying that you should be forced to pray in schools, basically, or at least like you should be encouraged to pray, which is just like spitting in the face of the fact that we have freedom of religion.
But we see that, and that's exactly what they're pushing towards, because we see in Oklahoma, Oklahoma State Superintendent required public schools to teach the Bible in school now. And I think it's Louisiana also, or it might have been Texas actually, that wanted to place poster-size versions of the Ten Commandments in the hallways in every public school. And so unless you're doing it for all of the other religions as well, that's just, no.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty pathetic.
What was it going to do? There was also something kind of insane that is also in here. Where is it? Oh, okay. If you go to page 16 and issue 2 under chapter 10, modernize the military, just read the last sentence. because this is
We
actually,
will invest in cutting-edge research and advanced technologies, including an Iron Dome missile defense shield, support our troops with higher pay, and get woke left-wing Democrats fired as soon as possible. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
yeah.
Get woke, get left. Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
part of his plan is to get. He wants a weaker military. He wants our military to be weaker.
Yeah, all the Democrats to leave, the woke left wing Democrats to leave.
Yeah.
Which I think that's very ambiguous.
These like woke leftist HR representatives. Like this is an absurdity. If you want a weak military, this is the policy that you'd probably want to do it with.
Okay.
But this is why I don't understand people that try to say he's not trying to have be authoritative. It just does not make sense that you're saying we've already seen that towards the end of his presidency, he'd put Schedule F into place, which is what they're trying to do again, which would allow him really to install loyalists and as workers in the government. And so it's very clear that he's literally trying to get rid of anyone that has any left-leaning thoughts and place in people that would be loyal to whatever his agenda is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, could I switch to, I also have the Kamala Harris website open.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, yeah. Somebody said, you can't fashion yourself as a good dude if you vote Trump. Voter rolls are forever. What are voter rolls?
Just is that the way that you voted? Is it? I don't know.
I have no idea. He said voter ROLLS.
Voter. Where is that?
Somebody just said it. Republicans are racist AF. Just said it.
I mean,
I do genuinely find it hard to understand how people can support the Republican Party and still claim to have great character, to be honest.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the neocon Republican Party?
Well, I think that the idea that I can vote to have these people in power, but sort of distance myself by saying, well, I don't agree with that thing, just doesn't cut it. Because when we're talking about things like limiting my marginalized groups' right to vote, making it so that children, lowering the legal age of serving alcohol, things that they voted down last year, the Equal Rights Amendment, which would have made women equal officially in the country, not wanting children to get free lunch. I don't understand how you can support a party that does all of those things and still say, but I'm great. That just seems odd to me.
I'm just curious, what is your name? Adorna?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion on Mitt Romney on his character? If you know much about him.
I mean, you mean as in terms of whether I think he's a good person?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, not particularly. Is there anything in particular you're asking about, or?
No, I mean, I to be honest, I haven't researched much about him. I'm just curious about what you would think about him, because I know that he's
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, it's okay. My dad has said he's a fake Republican. He's a rhino because.
A rhino. Well, so that's the thing, right? And that's why most people probably won't be as black and white about it as I am. But yes, he would be considered, I think, a moderate, right? A rhino, because he still supports the Republican Party. He doesn't support MAGA, but he did things like, march alongside BLM, right? And he voted against. To convict Trump in regards to when he was being impeached, right? So there are things that he does that I think would be considered good. But I do think, I personally, and I could be being extreme, but I think supporting the things that the Republican Party is doing currently is, warrants being that extreme. We have things like in Florida, for example, they've made it so that in their education system, they're teaching that Black people benefited from slavery. Right. We have the Texas GOP's official platform. You can look at it on their website, states that they want to repeal the Voting Rights Act, which is the act that says, hey, you can't racially discriminate when it comes to voting. I mentioned, for example, already them voting down the Equal Rights Act. They were just this month, they thankfully voted down the SAVE Act, right? Which would have made it so that for most of the forms of voter ID, you would have also had to show your birth certificate, and that would have to match your ID, right? For most married women, your ID is not going to match your birth certificate because you've changed your last name, which would have weakened women's right to vote, right? So there's so many things that are done within the Republican Party that are intentionally designed. They're not even trying to hide it, to disenfranchise marginalized groups. And if you're voting for them, you cannot tell me, but I think black people are great, or I think women are great, or I'm for children. I'm just voting for the people who don't think that they should have free lunch, right? That to me, you can't have it both ways.
I'm personally not voting for anybody in not California, in Texas. I live in California. Yeah, here we have this. I think as far as as far as I remember, he is Republican. We have this state senator who used to be a video game developer or something, and he's pro education. He's pro. I think he's pro. I'm not sure if I can say this, but sex education.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Things like that. I think he's probably one of the least problematic Republicans. I'd struggle to find something that's objectively.
I agree. What do you think, Ian?
I think it gets confusing to me because I think that if you're a Republican, there's there's something that you must be fundamentally wrong about, and I'm not literally, I don't mean that in a literal sense, but I assume that if someone's a Republican, I probably disagree with them substantially on some really important area. I give Mitt Romney props. I give John McCain props. And then there's probably just a ton of things that I disagree with them very adamantly on if we were to dig through our beliefs. I think that if these people had these really good belief systems where I just couldn't find any critiques of it, they would just be Democrats.
No critiques of Democrats?
I do have I have left-wing critiques of Democrats.
Okay.
I have critiques that come even further from the left. They're not as left as I would like them to be, is my critique of the Democrats.
Okay, I got you.
I think that healthcare is a human right. I don't know. It's a big one. I'm extremely pro-union.
They don't think healthcare is a human right? Democrats?
They don't believe in universal healthcare. They believe in affordable healthcare, which is great. It's better than the Republican hellscape, but it's not what I want. It doesn't rise to the level that I wish it would.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. I was going to start looking at the Kamala website. Let me know if I'm taking up too much time, by the way.
No, not at all. No, I love these conversations because it feels like I love the conversations where it feels like the person might actually come away from it feeling more solid in the person that they're going to vote for as being Kamala Harris.
I've looked into the Lincoln Project.
No, not quite. Not really.
Oh, it's basically Adorno. Do you know what that is?
Yep.
Oh, it's the anti-Trump one. I do know what the Lincoln Project is. Yeah.
Yeah, the pro-Harris Republicans. I've looked into that because I'm thinking I'm a registered independent. I just did that because I a year ago I had no idea which party I wanted to put my support behind, but I'm kind of on the fence now about I'm teetering between the two. In high school, I took this political test that was out of 150 points, and a perfect 50 would mean that you're a perfect moderate. And I got a perfect 50, so I have no idea what I am, honestly, because I'm literally in the middle. According to that.
I think something to consider is that where the middle has changed dramatically. The Republicans have gotten way more extreme in their policy prescriptions. The Democrats have gotten a little bit more extreme. But I think that there's at the point in time when Donald Trump attempted to coup the U.S. government, I just think there's no comparison.
Can I? Somebody in the comments asked me, "How can you be on the fence?" Excuse me. So, how can I be on the fence? I previously, I was on the fence about a few issues about the Democratic Party in particular. I wasn't in favor of raising taxes. I wasn't. I am not in favor of like a bigger government. I think that's more of an American principle to have a weak federal government, and in terms of the state governments, that's kind of a different thing. But what else was I going to say? On the issue of gun control, I am supportive of the Second Amendment. I am also supportive of expanding background checks and especially preventing people who have domestic abuse charges from owning guns. People with mental illnesses I would not like restrict entirely, but I would have them go under intense scrutiny. Make it as difficult as it is in Japan to own a gun. I don't agree with the people. Your parents convince you to simp for the rich. What?
I don't know. I don't know what this person's on about.
All right. What was I saying? Japan. Yeah. I don't agree with the people, for example. I don't agree with the Democrats, for example, who say there's absolutely no reason to own a gun in the United States. I just totally disagree with that. I think for home defense, I think for if you're a farmer in the Midwest and you have to kill boars. My dad was raised on Catalina Island, and they have invasive Russian boars there. So they want to hunt and eventually exterminate those. Yes, Democrats do say that.
Wait, say what specifically?
Like that there's absolutely no reason to own a gun. Like Democrats who are supportive of a total ban on guns is what I'm talking about.
I don't know anyone who's supportive of a full ban on guns.
Never heard anyone say that before. I've heard people say that for assault style weapons. I've heard people say that for that.
Okay, sorry, that's what I mean. Assault style weapons.
Oh, well, yeah, that's two very big different things.
I know. I'm a little bit sleep deprived. So.
No, you're chilling. There's like some obvious cases that literally no one would disagree with. Like, I don't know the person who says that like the hunter doesn't need a gun.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna. Okay, I'm gonna.
One last thing, what that person said about being on the fence, and that there are two extremes. To me, being on the extreme left is saying like, stop the transphobia, right? That's extreme left. And then extreme right are the people marching with Nazi flags along with the U.S. flag, walking, by Trump rallies. To me, those are the two extremes, and I don't see how anyone can be on the fence when those are the two extremes.
Yeah. Okay. Here, somebody said, "How convenient." Tell me if I'm not allowed to say any of this. A white supremacist domestic cult wants unfettered access to war weapons. Oh my God. What a. Anyways. Yeah, okay. So if you're talking about the having, or if you're talking about the allowing the American people to bear arms, in the case that the government becomes tyrannical. That's another reason why I'm pro Second Amendment.
Yeah, I think that there's like reasonable restrictions certainly that we would all agree on. I don't know any Democrat who would say that take all the guns away.
Okay. Yep,
I also never understand when people say that in case the government becomes tyrannical. I mean, let's be realistic. If the government became tyrannical and we're like, hey, we're going to take our ARs and go, they would just drop do a drone strike. Like, There's no way that we can really go against the government if they really wanted to. So even that excuse is not really logical to me.
Yeah, unfortunately, whatever militia you're building does lose to the Terminator. It's just the harsh reality of the situation.
I've heard about that. I have heard arguments for the opposite side, like because, for example, there are more. Can I say the word gun?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh, really? There are people who say like you have to say.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever.
We're not babies. We're adults.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's it's for like TikTok algorithm reasons, but yeah.
What was I saying? For the fact, like for example, that there are more guns than there are Americans in the country. Yeah, sure. A rifle is not going to do anything against what are they, the MQ-9 Reaper drone, but I also don't think that all those members of the military who is it safe to say the member of the military would swing right?
Yeah, they do. Typically, they do. Yeah.
I don't think it would be safe to say that all of those people are going to be, subserviently obeying the word of the federal government in murdering American citizens.
I agree.
Like in the movie Civil War, you know.
Yeah.
I can't possibly fathom that all of them would be complicit in that.
Yeah. Although I do think, I think the place where it gets messy. I think if they were doing like mass widespread unalivings of Americans, they would probably run into pretty big problems. But I think that it's probably realistic. Like it's happened many times throughout history where the National Guard kills a group of American protesters.
Oh, yeah, like, okay. Yeah. Especially, during the civil rights protests. What was I going to say? I was going to bring up. Oh yeah. Also, I feel like other countries wouldn't allow that to happen. Like, I feel like other countries would support the citizenry over the federal government if the federal government went total authoritarian, tyrannical, like new founding fathers purge anarchy type thing. Okay, I was going to look through the Kamala Harris.
Yeah. What do you which points do you have questions on?
Okay. I'm not sure where it is, but I'm very curious about her capital gains tax, raising capital gains tax from 20% to 28%, I believe it is.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't know anything about that. I can get a friend who might be more normal. Nah. Words
Adorna, are you knowledgeable on that?
I want to say that it was for an income over $400,000, which honestly most people don't make, so it's not impacting most people to begin with.
Well,
no one earning $400,000 would be impacted.
Oh, here, JB just realized. Thank you, JB. I misspoke. It's not the capital gains tax. It's an unrealized gains tax.
Yeah,
like for stock.
Yeah,
it's for stock gains.
Okay, so that's right, because this only applies to people who make like huge amounts of money
in investments in a year, something like that.
Yeah, if you make over
100 million. Yeah, so if you have so for that in particular, yes, that's for if you have a net worth over $100 million, that's when it would impact you, which again most people don't.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know if you're gonna think that this is
over
like
100 million now. So
it's over 100 million.
I know that there's one that's like 28% for. I'm pretty sure it was capital gains. I can't find it on her website though. Where would I find it? Taxes. No. Not safeguard fundamental freedom, not ensure justice, prosperous. I don't see it.
$400,000, just to clarify for the people in the comments, the $400 I was talking about was in regards to paying more taxes.
Capital gains tax, that's what it's called. Harris capital gains tax rate would be highest since 1978, 20% to 28%.
oh yeah, okay, wait. So
Harris wants a 28% capital gains rate, tax rate.
Yeah, wait. So for Americans who earn $1 million a year or more, the tax rate on their long-term capital gains will increase from 20% to 28%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just. You said you weren't really educated on that.
Not too much. I'm not. It's not my specialty. But if Adorna knows stuff about it, then
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so. Well, again, it's for people who are have an income of over 100 million. I mean, what are your questions exactly, though? Just
okay.
Yeah.
I want to address somebody in the comments. Maddie, Mom Cluster Creator said, "You make $1 million." I'm 19. I can't. No, I don't make $1 million a year. My parents, on the other hand, so just giving you some background on them. They both work for American Airlines. My dad's a captain and my mom's a first officer. So yeah, I mean, combined, I don't know if this is like for an individual basis thing, but combined, yes, they do make over that much money.
Wait, hold on, over 100 million as a captain?
No, the 1 million.
Oh, 1 million. Okay, that's possible. Because I was like,
Wait, a year?
Yes.
Are you sure?
They've told me. In their income alone. So like, for example, my dad, he makes, your parents make $1 million a year in those jobs. How? But they both make about half a mil a year.
airline captain?
A captain and a first officer. They've both been with the company for about over 20 years. They have seniority. Excuse me. Yeah.
That seems deeply implausible to me.
Especially, yeah, the first captain, especially because I think that even if a captain got close to 400,000, close to
I can tell you, my dad knows somebody who made $1 million as himself. Like, well, one person, he just literally worked all year as much as he possibly could. And yeah, he earned about, I think he said he earned like 990,000.
Overtime? Or
I'm not sure if it's okay, Maddie. Yes, that's the starting range for American Airlines captains. Between 160 and 290,000. That's the starting range for them. That's not the ending. That's like the median or so. I'm talking about total salary benefits, not including investments.
Fuck. These motherfuckers make $438 an hour after 12 years?
Yep.
That's crazy.
And
that's
here's the crazy part. Here's the insane part is that my dad gets, my parents get paid to sleep too. Like they take, like for example, if they're going on a trip to Japan, they take 6 hours off each. Like, cause there are 4 pilots. They're the first officer, the captain, first officer, and then 2 additional officers. I think one's called the FC, and then somebody's called the FB, I think. I'm not sure what those stand for, though. But anyways, yeah, 438 a year. Not a year, sorry, an hour.
That's why I said I think the captain could make that much. First officer, that seems less likely to me. I don't know it's totally possible. I don't know what your parents make, but the first officer seems less likely to me to make that.
Yeah, so... The average pay for American Airlines first officer, $230.
Downloading Flight Simulator, dead ass.
So anyway, what was I talking about?
Yeah, maybe. I don't really know what an unrealized capital gains tax is, to be honest with you.
Go
ahead.
Here, Democratic presidential nominee Vice President Kamala Harris, this is from CNBC, last week proposed a 28% tax on long-term capital gains or profits from the sale of assets owed for more than 1 year for those making more than $1 million a year annually. The plan would raise the top rate from 20%. Also, I just want to specify for people in the comments who are saying that I'm capping, that's not including investments. Like my mom comes from, so you can look up Modesto and Empire Traction Company. We have a short line railroad that I have stock in. So we have dividends and we make stock money from that. So that brings the total up, of course. That's a single person, not a family. Yeah, that's what I'm unsure of, if this is actually for a family, because the 100 million thing is for a family, I'm pretty sure, right?
It doesn't, I don't know. I think it's individual.
Okay.
But even with the unrealized capital gains, right? I think that why the people that think that's fair think it's fair is because you have people like Elon Musk, for example, leveraging that capital gains, that unrealized capital gains, to buy things like Twitter, right? But then you don't have to pay taxes on it. So if you can use it like money, why isn't it taxed like money?
Okay. Oh, I do see now. It's for individuals earning over $1 million per year. Which would barely not count for them. So I guess I don't have to worry about that now. But anyways,
But does that make sense? Like, if you can use it like money and leverage against it, why wouldn't you need to pay on it?
Can you explain that again? What?
So like Elon Musk, for example, he doesn't actually have, $200 million. Right? A lot of that is, stock and stuff like that. So if he can, like when he bought Twitter, he didn't pay Twitter like with money or cash or anything. He leveraged his stocks to do that. So he can use that like money. It's not realized, he hasn't sold it, so he doesn't have the cash, but he can use that leverage to buy something like Twitter, but then he's not taxed on it. So why can you use it like cash and get the benefits of it without having to pay taxes on it?
Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked me, "How's that silver spoon?" I don't
listen to them. Don't let them antagonize you.
I just want to clarify. I don't deny that I'm very, very fortunate, and I'm part of the Lucky Swimmers Club. But like, I also don't think billionaires should exist. My dad doesn't either, and he's hardline Republican. He doesn't think billionaires should exist. Like the moment you make a cent over 999, 99999, at that point, your money shouldn't be your money anymore, because you have enough that you can sustain your lineage for like several generations.
Super based.
Yeah, thanks. Maddie, when you say, do you think the rich should stay rich while people starve? No. If we taxed anybody who made if we taxed people who make over $100 million a year, who are, I'm guessing you would call those billionaires, because, for example, Elon Musk makes $56 billion a year or so. If we tax that money, then all these issues are not going to be existent, like, after a presidential term. So, yeah, I don't think that people should starve.
Yeah, based. Yeah. Is there anything else?
The capital gains thing. Okay, besides that, on her website, she talks about 2025, like Project 2025. He has said that that's like not affiliated with him. It is a product of his former employees. Of course, everybody knows that, but at least I think most people know that. But it's his thing is Agenda 47, not 2025.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to make the claim that I know that he's associated with these people.
Yeah.
I think that lots of these ideas certainly seem in line with the things that he wants, but Vance wrote the foreword for it. So
that's the thing. That's the thing that is the hang up, is that
but there's also video of Trump himself saying, like in a couple of years ago, that Heritage Foundation was going to be working on the next agenda. So they didn't have the name. It wasn't called Project 2025, but he actually said that. So, it's just an assumption, but put two and two together.
At what point did he change it from 2025 to 47 then?
Well, he didn't change it. So there's Project 2025 and there's Agenda 47, which is Agenda 47 is directly on his website. It's what he publicly endorses. The idea, at least in my mind, is that a lot of the things in a Project 2025 and Agenda 47 overlap. Like there are a lot of things that are the same in both. And I think that if Republicans who've stated that this is the agenda they want for the next president try to enforce some of these things, I don't see Trump saying no. To me, that's the position.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody said 47 is a watered down version of 2025, more palatable. That I can understand that. Yeah. Even though 47 has that language that we read out, that's like, we want to fire all woke left-wing Democrats from the military. Like, okay.
One of the things in there too, for example, and this is Agenda 47, which is his direct thing. We know that the reason for the Fair Housing Act in 1968 is clearly because Black people, for example, were not allowed to, there was redlining and not getting, mortgages. And
I'm very familiar with that.
Exactly. Yeah. And in Agenda 47, he criticizes Joe Biden and Obama's, like I mentioned, I don't know if you were here earlier when I mentioned that they have the Fair Housing Act to further fair housing. And he criticized it and said that he thinks they should get rid of it. Also, he thinks that affordable housing is a bad thing. So he's doing things that are directly going to impact marginalized groups, which I'm just against.
Okay. I just want to quickly say to Mona, she keeps pinging me saying, you don't have to tell your family who you're voting for. My family's not the type who's going to like beat me if they find out that I'm voting for Harris. My mom, as far as I know, she's registered Democrat. She just hasn't voted forever. My dad's extremely Republican, but he's also open-minded. Like he said he wouldn't mind if I voted for Harris. Like we vote for who we vote for. He's not going to try and restrict my ability in any way. Just clarifying that, because don't worry about me. I'm not living in that kind of household. Okay.
Yeah, is there? But is there? Because I probably got to get going.
Okay.
No, but I appreciate talking to you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk and like really consider this.
Yeah, I think that you've swayed me.
Hey, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. If we had more time, I was going to ask you what, like, if you could condense the top 3 main reasons why you are not a Trump supporter.
Oh, I can do that really easily. So, I mean, there's like nuanced reasons, right? Like all of Harris's like big policy commitments or her like big policy accomplishments, all of like the things that like Harris has done for our ally networks, like lots of nuanced reasons. But there's also 3 really simple reasons to be a Harris supporter.
I mean to not be a Trump supporter, like
to not be a Trump supporter.
Okay.
He was held civilly liable for sexually assaulting a woman. He endorsed a Nazi for governor of North Carolina. And he has refused to back down from that endorsement, even after all the Nazi stuff came out.
What's the name?
Mark Robinson.
Mark Robinson. Oh, yeah. This guy. He's black, right?
Yep. Yeah, the guy who said, I am a black Nazi. The guy who said, I want to bring slavery back. Or like he would be chill with slavery.
Right.
And this all came out, and they brought this to Trump and to Vance. And they were like, do you withdraw your endorsement? Neither one of them said yes. They dodged the question. This is to me is a slam dunk. Absolutely. Yeah. I withdraw my endorsement. I fully disavow. They didn't. And that's crazy because right now, currently, the candidate who is endorsed by Trump for governor of North Carolina is the Nazi.
And he's currently lieutenant governor, apparently.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow, that's scary.
It is. It's really scary. And then the third reason, Trump attempted to coup the U.S. government on January 6th.
Okay, I want to really quickly type these down if you don't mind, because I want to.
Of course. The first.
Talk to my dad about them.
Yeah. The first is that he was held civilly liable for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll.
Trump has been held civilly liable for.
Yeah.
Sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll. What do you say to the counter argument? Oh, she was just lying. Like, it's lazy, okay. But how would you?
There's literally notes from her therapist from decades ago saying, like, in her therapist's notes from decades ago, there is notes about this. So she would have had to be lying about this for decades.
But even on top of that, even if she was lying, there are like 26 other women that have accused him. But separate, forgetting even the women that have accused him, from his own mouth, he has said that he used to walk into the dressing room of his pageant contestants that were between the ages of 15 and 19. He said this with his own mouth, right? When asked what he has in common with his daughter, he said he would say sex, right?
Real quick. What was can you repeat the pageant thing? I want to type that down.
Sure.
I want to talk to my dad about this afterwards, so that's why I want to.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, he used to own I want to say it was Miss Universe. I'm not sure what pageant it was.
It was a teenage beauty pageant, right?
It was beauty pageant, yes.
Teenage or like just a beauty pageant?
Excuse me, say it again.
Was it a teenage beauty pageant or a beauty pageant?
Well, both. There was teenage and there was adult.
Okay, used to own teenage and adult beauty pageants.
Yep. And then he was. This is in an interview he did with Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And he specifically was laughing with Howard Stern, stated that one of the benefits of owning the pageant was that he used to be able to walk into the dressing rooms while they were undressing or dressed, half dressed or not dressed at all.
Okay, so Trump used to own teenage and adult beauty pageants and bragged to Howard Stern.
Yep, that he used to get to walk in on them while they were undressed and they were 15 to 19 years old.
That he used to get to walk in on them undressed when they were between 15 and 19 years old.
Yeah.
15 to 19 years old. Okay. Okay. Was there another point just to under?
I just said that,
adding these under the Trump has been held civilly liable thing.
I'd said that when he did an interview, he was on a talk show, and he stated that one of the things he and his daughter were both on, she'd said what she had in common. The person asked them both what they have in common with each other. She said golf, and he'd said, I would say sex, but she said golf.
What does he even mean by that?
Well, it goes along with what he's always said. He said previously that he thought she had great legs, that she has a great body. I think it's pretty obvious.
Oh God.
He said that if she wasn't his daughter, he would be dating her.
I'm asking what does he even mean by that? Like, he's not saying that they actually do it, right?
No, he's not saying that. No. I don't think he's saying that.
But what does he mean? That just sounds like gibberish. Like he's just saying.
I think he's saying that he is sexually attracted to her, and he literally said if she wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second reason was
the Mark Robinson stuff. Endorsing Mark Robinson is just insane. The fact that he hasn't pulled that endorsement is
endorsing Mark Robinson of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Who is a self-proclaimed black Nazi.
Yep. Yeah. He's a self-proclaimed Nazi. He advocates for slavery.
Explicitly advocates for slavery.
Yeah, there's messages where he says, I think they should bring slavery back. I would love to own a few slaves.
I think it's
insane.
Bring slavery back. I'm adding this to my notes real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they should bring slavery back, and there was the other one? I would like to own...
Yeah, that he would like to own slaves.
Yeah. And Laura Loomer.
Yeah.
Recently, Laura Loomer, he's been like traveling around with her to his different events and stuff. And she recently wrote that if Kamala Harris wins, the White House would smell like curry, and the White House speeches would be facilitated via, like a call center. And then when asked about it, he was like, "Hey, she's a supporter. I can't control her."
Unfortunately, if I even brought that up to my dad, he'd say, "So what? So like she doesn't have thick skin, or what?" Like that's kind of what he would respond to that with. Yeah,
it's fine, but isn't it like concerning that racism has become?
No, I don't.
Like,
I don't
just so
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Trump himself, literally himself, retweeted someone yelling "white power." I think that's when you have people who in the country aren't white. It's kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Retweeting someone yelling "white power." I mean, there's so many things, but pretty much racism. I would sum that heading up as.
Okay, right now I have endorsing Mark Robinson of North Carolina, who's a self-proclaimed black Nazi and explicitly advocates for slavery. And then underneath that, I added the quotes. I think they should bring back slavery, and I would like to own a few slaves. Was there anything else underneath that point, like I should add to that, or no?
No, that's it.
Okay, the third reason.
The January 6th insurrection. Donald Trump attempted to coup our government.
What do you say to somebody who says, "Oh, that was just a bunch of Antifa BLM members who cosplayed as Trump"?
If it was Antifa, why does he want to pardon them?
True.
Thank you. Oh my God, I'm gonna get him so good with that. All right, January 6th insurrection. So if they are all Antifa/BLM members, why does Trump want to pardon them?
Yeah, they've been talking about having a banquet for them. They want to have a banquet for Antifa.
Trump wants to hold a banquet for insurrectionists.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a White House banquet, like a White House correspondence.
Yeah, he wants to pardon them, right? Because they did the thing that he wanted them to do on January the 6th. He wants to pardon them. Yeah. And then celebrate them.
Gala. He specifically, he wants to hold a gala for them. He called it. An award.
What? Oh, gala. Okay.
Gala, yeah, an award ceremony. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else I should add underneath any of this? I got the E-Jane, I got the Mark Robinson, and I got the January 6th insurrection, and then I added a few more details underneath that for what you guys told me.
The last thing I would add, just one more thing, because I know Ian wants to go, is just that half of his very own cabinet has stated that they are not endorsing him. And to me, that's the sign of a very horrible leader. If your own cabinet, forget what we think of your leadership ability and your knowledge of the government, et cetera. But if your own cabinet is saying this guy was horrible, he didn't know anything, we're not going to endorse him, I think that says a lot. Literally half of your cabinet.
Okay, I'm going to just add that as a fourth thing. Half of Trump's cabinet does not endorse, you mean his first presidential term cabinet?
Yeah, his actual cabinet. Yeah, like his vice president. Yeah, like half of his cabinet, exactly.
Presidential term cabinet does not endorse him.
Yeah.
Okay, got all that. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me up. I gotta keep it a buck 50 with you. I had already decided I was going to vote for Harris. I just wanted to go over the reasons why.
SMFH, dude.
Sorry, they're saying it was 40 out of 40. I thought it was half because last time I looked, that's how many it was. But they're saying 40 out of 44 of his cabinet won't endorse him. 40 out of 44 of them. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask all my questions because I have a friend who I'm trying to sway, and he's really stubborn on it. I just want to have, I want to be able to construct an argument as well as you're able to about how I can possibly, but the main two issues he supports Trump are the main two issues why I brought to you the tax credit thing and the border security thing. So thank you for helping me with that.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on up here.
You gave me so much evidence. I think I have a chance now.
Heck yeah. No, well, if you want more advice, you're welcome to hop into the Discord server and ask me if you run into any tough arguments.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, appreciate you coming on up.
Thanks for having me up, Ian. This was
thank you so much for coming. You're literally so talented and great at this. Appreciate you coming up.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Yeah, you as well. Please feel free to come back literally whenever you want. Anytime I'm live and you want up. Typically, I'm hesitant to bring people up because there's a lot of bad debaters in these spaces, but you're really good and really on it. So if you ever want to come back up in the future, I would love to have you up.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Yeah, you as well. All right. Bye-bye. Make sure you're dropping a follow. Otherwise, I'll see you all later. I might do religious tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I just got to overcome the algorithm bump. Didn't get much push out, but that's okay. It's okay. I enjoyed persuading the people that we were able to persuade, but and I'll talk to you all later. All right. Bye-bye.
Oke guys ya. Oke guys, aku baru beres subuhannya ya. Thank you banget nih buat teman-teman yang udah masih jauh ini ya. Buat teman-teman boleh komen-komen lagi aja yang tadi belum sempat di-spill ya. Dan juga buat teman-teman yang mau tanya-tanya juga komen-komen aja kayak gitu ya. Di komen-komen aja. Boleh cek-cek aja dulu keranjangnya, boleh cek-cek aja dulu etalasenya. Biar nanti teman-teman tahu nih kira-kira produk apa yang mau ditanyakan, atau kira-kira buat teman-teman bisa lihat gambarannya kira-kira produknya seperti apa. Biar nanti aku bantu detailingnya dan juga aku bantu untuk sizingnya ya. Boleh di komen-komen aja teman-teman ya. Silahkan komen-komen lagi aja. Tanya teman-teman ya, mau di-spill di etalasan nomor berapa lagi? Nah nih guys, kawan-kawan lagi aja ya. Mau di-spill di etalasan berapa lagi? Selagi masih ada harga-harga promonya, selagi masih ada harga-harga yang super terjangkau, dan juga produknya kita masih lumayan banyak nih teman-teman. Sebelum pada sold out ya, sebelum pada sold out nantinya. Yuk guys, boleh di komen-komen lagi guys ya. Oke. Halo teman-teman ya, halo buat teman-teman baru join ya. Halo buat teman-teman baru join, boleh di komen-komen lagi aja guys ya. Boleh di komen-komen lagi aja teman-teman ya. Mau di-spill di etalasan nomor berapa lagi? Lagi cari produknya produk apa? Dan juga buat teman-teman ya. Buat teman-teman yang masih bingung soal size-nya, komen aja tinggi sama berat badannya ya. Komen aja tinggi sama berat